Right, are we good? Are we live? I think we are. Hello all and welcome back to the Football Chat Live. Tonight we bring you the Europa League Final, Atalanta versus Bayer Leverkusen. What a match this should be. I'm really excited for this one. It's set to be an incredible tactical game between two great tacticians in Gianpiero Gasperini and Xabi Alonso. Two sides who play some really interesting football. Harry, it should be a good one.
I mean, absolutely. These two sides have put on a really, really good show in the tournament so far, especially by Leverkusen. I mean, all season they've been absolutely brilliant. But yeah, this is going to be a very, very good game. I mean, obviously it is a concern that one side hasn't lost a game all year and the other side is perhaps maybe not one of the better teams in the world in European football. But nonetheless, it's going to be a very, very good game. I'm expecting it to be close. I think it's going to be pretty competitive. And if there's any game that Leverkusen are going to lose this year, it's going to be this one. But equally, they know they are only 2 games away from an unbeaten treble, which is absolutely ridiculous. But as I said, I mean, it's going to be a brilliant, brilliant game. Two sides that thoroughly deserve to get to the final. Atalanta have knocked out some big sides, including Liverpool, on their way to get here. Very much looking forward to this one.
Yeah, you mentioned it there, but you can't talk about Leverkusen this season and not talk about their accomplishments. It's been an incredible campaign. They have now become the first side in Bundesliga history to win the title and go unbeaten, which is an incredible feat. You think of the dominance which Bayern imposed on that league, and they never managed that. But Bayer Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso have written history this season, and then they're looking to become the first side to do a European treble unbeaten. It would be ridiculous. I know people will downplay it because of the Europa League, but anybody who does that is stupid. This would still be an incredible feat from Bayer Leverkusen, and what a surprise it's been.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, who saw this coming, really? From last year, Xabi Alonso coming in, keeping them in the league, and now this season, the stark contrast to win the league unbeaten, to reach the Europa League Final unbeaten, and to be 2 games away from such an incredible achievement. It's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, with that comes a lot of pressure, but this Leverkusen side have proved that pressure does not get to them when it matters most. They're in the crunch games, in the big games. They have got the job done. They don't mess around. They don't let things get the better of them, let the occasion overcome them. They stay calm. They get results across the line. And to be honest, tonight, Atalanta are going to have to play very, very well if they want to stop this Leverkusen side. However, we know Atalanta. We know on their day they are a brilliant, brilliant football team. We know that they can and, will potentially have the beating of Leverkusen tonight if they play their football, if they get on top. And if they turn up like they did in that Liverpool game, in other games this season, then it's going to be a very, very close game.
Yeah, agreed. Atalanta always have that ability to provide an upset, provide a surprise, and Gianpiero Gasperini, one of the best managers in knockout tournaments. I think back to some of the incredible Champions League journeys they've had before into the quarterfinals, and you've only got to look at this season to see how they've done it before. They went to Anfield and scored 3-0
Yeah.
on the night. Incredible stuff. Gasperini is an incredible manager, and I wouldn't be shocked if Atalanta won tonight. A lot of people writing them off before the game even starts. I wouldn't be shocked. I think they are set up really well, a really strong team, and they could definitely take the game to Bayer Leverkusen, which would be heartbreaking for Leverkusen, as they are obviously now 2 wins away. Of course, Kaiserslautern coming up this Saturday. It looks like more of a much more simple fixture, you would imagine. Obviously, they can't undervalue how much Kaiserslautern will want to win that and how much that effort they'll put into winning that, but it does feel like Leverkusen know how to get the job done. They are finally losing that never losing title, Leverkusen title, and now it's never losing, isn't it? They are never losing a game. But very good stuff for them this season, and I think a lot of the credit for that goes to Xabi Alonso. Let's have a look then at the teams for this evening's game. Now, of course, we are in Dublin for tonight's final, which feels like a bit of a weird setting. It is the Aviva Stadium in Dublin, Ireland, which, again, an Italian and a German side having to travel to the UK, a bit of an odd choice, but fair enough. Let's have a look at the teams then. We'll start with the designated home side, Atalanta. It's only alphabetical order, but we'll start with them in their 3-4-3 as follows. In goal, it's Juan Musso. In the back 3, captain Jim City, Hein and Kolasinac. A lot of people will remember him from his time at Arsenal. Across the four, Zappacosta, Edison, Koopmeiners and Ruggeri. And across the front three, Charles de Ketelaere, Adamo Lookman out to the wide players. And then through the middle, former West Ham striker and Premier League flop, Gianluca Scamacca. Let's talk about Scamacca first. What a campaign he's had this season.
Yeah, I mean, he's been absolutely brilliant. And to be honest, a great addition to this Atalanta side. He's really, done well going back to the Serie A. He's thriving again. As you say, didn't really perform great at West Ham in the Premier League, but he's gone back to where he knows his trade, and it is really paying off. And I really like this Atalanta side. It is an exciting, dangerous front line with an experienced back line that are going to, no errors. They know what it takes to win games. I look at Zappacosta, Kolasinac. They've been here before. They know what it takes to win games like this. So yeah, it's a very nice mix of young, up-and-coming, exciting forwards and a very knowledgeable defence.
Yeah, exactly that. Just on Scamacca, 6 goals and 10 in the Europa League. 2 of those coming in a brace at Anfield. A really impressive return as he gets back to where he was, really. He played really well for Sassuolo the season before last. Went to West Ham last season. That didn't work out. And then this season's been a much better time of stuff being at Atalanta. Worth saying as well, Berat Jim City, the captain, a very valiant leader. We saw that in a lot of the legs, and it's crucial that he is in the side today. Let's have a look then at the Leverkusen side. Sorry, I'm just trying to piece it together because it looks like Jeremy Frimpong is starting in the front three. So in goal, Matej Kovar. Obviously, he's been the goalkeeper in all of the Europa League ties. I loved looking earlier at his career path. He started at the Manchester United Academy. They released him and he went to Swindon before making a move to Burton. Then he went to Slavia Prague last season, where he managed to play 32 games, and that encouraged Leverkusen to sign him. So what an incredible run for Matej Kovar. Another one where United will surely be releasing him because he's clearly coming good on his promise now. But he does start this evening. In the back three, Tapsoba, Captain Jonathan Tah and Piero Hincapié. Across the four, Stanisic, Palacios, Xhaka and Grimaldo. And then the front three of Jeremy Frimpong, Florian Wirtz and Amin Adli. So obviously Victor Boniface, I believe, out injured. Patrick Schick out injured, I believe, or is he on the bench tonight? Oh no, Boniface does make the bench, Schick does make the bench. So a tactical choice to play Adli through the middle and Frimpong in attack. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. These players are only coming back from being out. In a game like this, you want, as much as you want your best players, you also want your sharpest players. You can't afford players to be out of the game or go missing or to not be at their best. So I think it's the right decision there. And Adli's done really, really well in the last few weeks. Very, very good player. Had a really good season. And I mean, you can say that about any player in a Leverkusen shirt. They've all been absolutely brilliant. And that is why they've gone on such an incredible run, because they don't just have a few players of individual quality. I look at this team and there is quality everywhere you look. In the defensive areas with players like Hincapié, the front three, including with Wirtz in there and Adli, and it's the midfield is very experienced. I love the Xhaka and Palacios partnership in there. Really, really nice. But altogether, it's a very, very solid lineup. They're set up so well. That's the thing, when you put good players in a great setup, you're going to get a team like this Leverkusen side who have proven this season they cannot be stopped so far.
Yeah, I am still very... I don't understand this Leverkusen side this evening, because they are lacking a striker and they've got 3 fit ones on the bench. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. Amine Adli's not started through the middle at all. He usually plays where Wirtz plays and those two rotates. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there at all. And Frimpong hasn't played anywhere other than right wing back all season. So my only other thought is it's some sort of 4-4-2 type shape. But I can't see... I don't know, maybe Xabi Alonso has changed it up for the final, but I'm struggling to piece together what Leverkusen are doing this evening. I'm sure we'll understand as we watch the game, but yeah, interesting.
And yeah, it is an interesting thing. We don't see that from any manager nowadays, so that would be quite exciting. But I mean, let's talk about this is the European final. It's a big stage. It's the first of our three. The first of the 3. It's a very, very it might not be as good as Champions League, but I think it's going to be a brilliant, brilliant game. It is a phenomenal, 2 very, very good sides for a big trophy, and great dancing going on here from the people with the arrows, and it's a brilliant occasion. Dublin is doing a phenomenal job of hosting it, and I'm really looking forward to this. But as always with a final, anything can happen. Pressure can get the better of one side or the other. You never know what you're going to see in a final, and that's what we love about them.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can make a very strong argument this will be a better match than the Champions League final in a few weeks' time. I think Real Madrid the strong favourites in that one, whereas today I don't think there is such a clear defined winner. Of course, Leverkusen's statistics this season and unbeaten record make them firm favourites, but that by no means indicates that it's a guaranteed victory. I think Atalanta have proven themselves time and time again to come and win things against the odds, come and win games against the odds. So, yeah, I mean, I could definitely see Atalanta winning today. But let's get into our predictions then. Harry, I will let you start. Who is winning the UEFA Europa League? What's your scoreline? What are you going for?
Big question. That obviously, Leverkusen have been, 19... Is it 98 or 88? They've won it. Atalanta yet to win it. I think it's going to be very, very good. To be honest, I'm really struggling to call this one. I'm going to go... I'm going to have to go with Leverkusen. They haven't lost a game all season. I just don't see them letting up here. But I think it's going to be close. I will go Leverkusen 2, Atalanta 1. A really, really tight game. I think quite similarly to what we've seen Leverkusen do a lot this year. They'll go 1-0 down to a Skamaka goal. And then with half an hour to go, they'll find 2 goals to turn the game on its head and to win the Europa League.
Yeah, fair enough. I am going to back an upset. I'm going to have to. Wow. I'm going to go for it. I think Leverkusen are definitely the favourites here, but I will back Atalanta to win. I will say a 2-1 win in extra time. I think it will be Atalanta to open the scoring through Gianluca Scamacca.
Yeah.
Then Florian Wirtz about the 60th minute. Everyone will be predicting then that Leverkusen will win it at the death. And I will say in extra time, I'll go Dim City from a corner. And that will be the Atalanta 2-1 win.
Fair enough.
Chelsea fans saying Leverkusen 2-0. Leverkusen unbeaten, better than everyone. Interesting. Or better than Arsenal's one. Interesting. Yeah, I would agree. Definitely considering the fact that they are in... The fact that they won a lot more games. Arsenal drew a lot of games. The fact that they have been so competitive across Europe. Obviously, that will be confirmed if they do win tonight. And they do win on Saturday against FC Kaiserslautern. But yeah, you never know. Maybe they'll lose both those games and completely ruin their unbeaten continental treble. But here we go. Bayer Leverkusen and Atalanta taking to the field for this Europa League final. Should be an incredible game.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You know, I know these are 2 very, very experienced, very good sides, but I'd expect to see what you usually do. A bit of a nervy start, a slow start to begin with, but as both sides get into the game, we're going to see chances. And these are 2 sides who play really nice football. Yeah, I'm not expecting any errors from either side tonight, so it's going to take something big to find a goal in this game. But these 2 sides can do it. They play good football, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see some really nice goals tonight.
Yeah, hopefully so. I think it's a real interesting tactical game. If there's going to be anyone that provides something for Alonso to have to adapt to, it's going to be Gianpiero Gasperini. Yeah. Gasperini is an incredible tactician, and we've not seen much of this season Alonso having to operate as a pragmatist. A lot of the time his tactic has worked and they've battered teams, but it'll be very interesting to see if Gasperini comes up with something tonight. Can Xabi Alonso do something to change the course of the game? Can he alter his team, adapt his tactic in order to combat whatever Gasperini does? That, for me, will be the biggest test tonight. And if he passes that Gasperini test, then, well, fair play. Fair play.
Yeah, I mean, but it's always a hard one, isn't it? Because in a game like this, it's very hard to adjust because you've got to work out what's going wrong, and then you've got to change it. And by that point in a final, it might be too late, and the game might have ran away from you. So you've got, as manager, you do have to be quick. You think on your feet sometimes in games like this and adapt to whatever's happening on the pitch. Because in a final, you cannot afford to get it wrong. If not, you're leaving Dublin trophyless.
Yeah, and nobody wants to leave Dublin trophyless. They all want to leave Dublin. They don't want to leave it trophyless. No, Dublin is a lovely place and I'm sure a wonderful setting for this evening's match. Hopefully, an incredible game.
It's a great ground, incredible atmosphere, and obviously this is what I love about European finals. Well, these are 2 sides who, really I'll always envy European fans. Incredible atmospheres they create. Across Germany and Italy, the passion is incredible. I mean, I look at this. I mean, it's an absolutely incredible. But as you said earlier, both these sides coming over from Europe. Well, mainland Europe to Ireland and sold out the Aviva. It's incredible.
Yeah, exactly. So, having a look then at what... I mean, I don't know what this graphic is. Apparently, Grimaldo starting up front. I mean, that would be an interesting one. Alejandro Grimaldo starting in the front too. I cannot... Well, he can play left back. But
when you put in Stanisic at centre half.
I have no idea what this team's going to look like. He can play in the back three.
We'll be surprised, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I have no idea what this Leverkusen team is going to look like tonight. It should be interesting because it's not their traditional... It doesn't look like, at least on paper, their traditional shape. But it should be a good one. Chesterman says it should be a good game. Kane says, how are we all doing tonight? Good to see you, Caden. It's been a very long time, but welcome back. And Ryan G with a classic high full stop. Great to see you, Ryan. But yeah, here we go. It all comes down to this for these two sides. Who will be your Europa League champions for the 2024 season? We'll find out over the next 90 minutes here at the Aviva Stadium once referee Mateo Kovacs gets us underway. He blows whistle and Atalanta get us started here in Dublin. And immediately Jim City sending that ball long. Flicked on by Zappa Costa. It's a good challenge in there from Xhaka. That gives Amine Adli something to fight for. So it is going to be Frimpong in the front three. Then ball immediately over the top from Atalanta. And it'll be Jonathan Tah that gets in there. Drops for Charles de Ketelaere. He's going to look to use his footwork to get past a few players. Lazy to Coop Miners. And now Ruggeri trying to make something happen. It's going to drop for Coop Miners. And it's blocked out of play.
Yeah, decent start. As I said, though, as we expected, it's going to be nervy. It's going to be a bit of a shaky start for both sides until they can settle down in this game.
Yeah, exactly. So Zappa Costa over this throw-in there.
But I love this game as well. You know, it's a great representation of a young and upcoming manager with bright ideas, with up against a witty, experienced manager who's been here before and knows what it takes to win trophies.
Yeah, Gasperini is someone who's been a real guide, mentor, and inspiration to a lot of coaches that we've seen excel in Europe. You think of your Antonio Conte. He only ever went to a 3-4-3 because Gianpiero Gasperini did it. Anyway, here come Atalanta, ball forwards, but that's swept up well. And now Atalanta will look to bring it forwards, but it's a ball sent long and Hincapié gets in front of it. Palacios, Wirtz, Hincapié, now Xhaka round the corner into Florian Wirtz. And that's a poor pass into Stanisic, but they do manage to keep it alive. Wirtz plays it wide. Now taps Soper. Plays it back in towards Florian Wirtz, who's been involved in everything in this exchange. Taps Soper.
Yeah, I mean, if Leverkusen are going to find a way through tonight, it's going to be through that man, either with a special strike or something special that's going to unlock this Atalanta defence.
Yeah. Ball back now with Hincapié. Tah. Now taps Sober. Plays it out wide. Frimpong just about gets there. Now Stanisic. Palacios and Xhaka exchange passes. Xhaka's pass forward doesn't quite come off. It's not dealt with incredibly well by Zappa Costa. And the ball now dropping for Leverkusen to try and bring it forward. Wirtz. Grimaldo lifts it towards the run of Palacios. Coop Miners will get back in there though. And he will deal with the ball. Out of play for a Leverkusen throw, and it's taken quickly. Grimaldo to Wirtz, back to Alejandro Grimaldo. Hincapié, Xhaka, lifting it over the top, but it's dealt with by Zappa Costa, and Coop Miners will just get that gone. The big thing for Atalanta as well is that they can afford to send that ball long. They know Scamacca will offer a bit of a challenge in the air, and now Scamacca laying the ball towards Charles de Ketelaere, and Atalanta can come forwards now to Ketelaere. It's a bit messy, but he is still fighting for possession. No idea how Leverkusen have muscled their way to regain possession there, but they have.
But I think you're right there. It's good. That Scamacca versus Jonathan Tah battle was going to be absolutely brilliant. But Leverkusen knocking the ball out round well the first few minutes. They look sharp. Yeah, and they have all season. That's why they haven't lost a game, but they look up for this tonight.
Yeah, taps Soper. Xhaka can't really make anything happen. Wirtz.
And I do think these are always the hard ones because, you've already won a trophy. It's very easy to, get away and go out celebrating your title and forget that you've got more on the line this season. But I'm sure that, Xabi Alonso's side will be very, very much prepared and very much know the fact that they've still got 2 trophies to fight for.
Yeah, I don't think that is anything that will concern Alonso and his players. They won the league many weeks ago, but their focus has still been on making sure every game's been unbeaten. And it's that sort of obsession with consistency that's meant they have been so ruthless this season. Leverkusen now, free kick in a good area. Amine Adli brought down, challenging for the ball in the air.
But we also know that even if they're 2-0 down in the 89th minute, never count them out.
Not a good ball at all from Florian Wirtz. And Coop Miners can get it away. Xhaka will look to keep it alive. And that ball goes back in there. So if that's a good, well-timed run by Wirtz, that might have been a dangerous situation. Out well, though, was one Musso. Or to be fair, with Musso flying through the air with his hands, with his fist clenched. I'm not surprised.
You never know, though, because if he punches you in the head, that's a penalty.
Ederson playing with the ball on the edge of his area and does just about get away with drawing a foul.
Lucky there. Got a bit caught on the edge of his area, did a few twists, managed to win a free kick, but Musso, big punch that is. I can see why, Wirtz decided to not challenge him in the air. 5 minutes gone, and a decent start here from Leverkusen, as you'd expect.
Ball in behind, and a chance for Lookman to run onto something, but that is too much on it, and Mate Kovar can come out and claim it well. Here's Hincapié. Now Jonathan Tah. Taps sober. And he takes it past Lookman, and now that ball goes in behind, looking for Florian Wirtz. I think Zapakos will be the one that gets there. But yeah, already we're seeing the game moving at quite a fast pace. A turnover of possession results in a quick attack very often at the moment. And the ball is getting turned over quite a lot. Ball forward from Kolasinac, headed away by Tar. Taps sober, that's a loose pass. It's Charles de Ketelaere now, driving that ball forwards. His pass to Scamacca, though a little soft.
Left up there, taps over.
But not here as Hincapié brings down Charles de Ketelaere. He got caught running into his own corner there and had to drag him to the deck. Free kick Atalanta in a very good up area. Yeah,
just overplaying it a bit. And when you do that, and especially in so early in this game, he just got caught out a bit there, and suddenly the Ketelaere was on him, took the ball off him, and he panics there and just drags him to the floor, and Atalanta got a free kick here and a very good opportunity. And I mean, I'm looking at this box, there's a lot of aerial threat in there. Look at the size of Scamacca compared to the rest of them.
Some of the number 90 makes him even more dangerous.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah.
Intimidating.
It's a good delivery.
It's a ball delivered towards the front post. Terrible. They tried to make something smart of it, but Leverkusen were alert to what they were trying to do. Xhaka.
It's like you heard what I said and decided to do the complete opposite. Rubbish.
Well, I get what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I get be clever.
Scamacca's won the ball there. Poor pass from Granit Xhaka. Now Atalanta coming forwards. Adamola Lookman. He's got overlapping runner for Gary he could use, but he'll dart inside here. Lookman trying to draw a foul. Wonderful feet from Lookman. Now Ruggieri. Ball in. Scamacca has a chance. And that's really good defending from Hincapié. And, well, Scamacca frustrated there. That isn't a corner. And I somewhat agree.
Now I think that's why it comes off his back here as it just goes through. Out for a goal. It's a good ball.
Have to sit slow down.
Just comes off him there. Look.
Rebounds back into him.
Yeah, not bad. Again, that's the type of ball you got to put in, but you go.
Hincapié did well there.
Yeah, definitely.
Kept tight with his man.
Yeah, no. Leverkusen they started well. A couple of slotty passes starting to creep in now.
Kovar.
Oh, so smart.
Hincapié. Now Tar.
Everyone runs up thinking you're going to kick it long, and then you just bait him into playing the.
It's a silly one from Coop Miners. And Mate Kovac's just reminding him of his expectations in this game, because Coop Miners already going to put himself in the naughty books there for no real reason.
Yeah, very silly.
But it will frustrate
Maybe that's just
if he keeps doing that.
That energy, that rush as you come out onto the pitch in these early stages of such a big game. Just gone hurling in there for no reason.
Tar taps sober. And that's well fought for by Frimpong. Playing in an abnormal position tonight.
Yeah, handball given on Frimpong there. It's a bizarre one.
Yeah.
Not quite sure where that was, but the assistant referee's given it. Yeah, here we just a ball. Oh, I'm not sure about that. Not sure about that at all. Yeah. Not a bad start to this game for either side.
Here's Hein. Jim City. Ball goes in behind, but it's overhit. And now run through to Kovar. Hincape. Tar. Now taps over. Stanisic. Ball forwards, and it's brought down by Kolasinac. Coop minus. Taps Sober there, does really well to muscle Lookman off the ball. Verts. Frimpong, it's all stuck in his feet there. And ends up losing possession, but it's out for a Leverkusen throw.
Yeah, he's got the ball caught in his feet there to try to get away, but Leverkusen just moving out the pitch, starting to... They're going to want to start to put the pressure on Atalanta now. Because they know if they go one up in this game, I think it's going to be a very tough job for Atalanta to come back.
Florian Wirtz now taps over. Xhaka, Wirtz, Stanisic. Now taps over. Palacios, and that's picked off well by Kolasinac. Very interesting to see the rotation between Kolasinac and Rigeri. Those two. Yeah. Obviously, we know Kolasinac was a fullback. Yeah. Playing now as a left centre half, that does mean they can use him overlapping at times.
But that whole thing there has come from another sloppy pass in the middle there, that time from Palacios. Leverkusen are getting away with a couple poor passes at the moment.
Yeah. Edison. Exchange the pass with Lookman now trying to come down the line here, Edison. And that is... He's forced there into running the ball off the field by Jeremy Frimpong. Smart defending. And that'll be a Bayer Leverkusen goal kick.
Yeah.
And a big corner. Frimpong did get attached. That's why Edison, I think, gave up on it.
Fair enough. Smart play that then.
We know the height that Atalanta have.
Yeah, got to be the first man. Come on.
Can they make something off this? Ademola Lookman over this corner. And there's a bit of jostling in there.
Got Frimpong marking Skamaka, I do not know.
Lookman puts the ball in. It's headed away. Ball played back in there now. Kolasinac heads it down. Koopmeiners will look to keep it alive and does just about. Finds Zappacosta in a good area across the box. It's going to fall for Lookman and he finishes it well. Atalanta 1, Leverkusen 0. Unbeaten Leverkusen. Well, they're behind in the early stages here. The side from Bergamo, Italy, lead 1-0 through Ademola Lookman. And Atalanta rejoice. I mean, what a moment, what a finish from Lookman.
Yeah, it's really, really good play from Lookman. And Bayer Leverkusen just failed to clear their lines properly. Atalanta keep the pressure on from the corner. And it's brilliant work to find Zappacosta in such space. He just peels away. He holds, makes sure he's onside though. Does really well. Really good movement. Down the line. Gives it a good... But Lookman's is incredible. Just gets to the wrong side. And I mean, is that Hincape caught on his heels. Just doesn't realise Lookman's coming in behind him.
Completely
blindsided. Gets in front
blindsided.
of him. Smashes it home. Very, very good finish. But brilliant forward play because when Zappacosta initially picked up the ball, Lookman was nowhere near the ball.
Yeah, Palacios in there. Not alert to Lookman behind him. Lookman crept in and rifled it home.
Poor defending, but a really, really good strike. And as you say, Leverkusen behind again. But as we know, they're very, very good at clawing it back.
Yeah, indeed.
I also love the fact that Mendilibar, what's his name?
Gianpiero Gasparini.
Gasparini.
We're not watching the Conference League final.
Has turned up to the Europa League final in jeans and a tracksuit top.
Ah, of course. It's the Europa League final. Champions League, you're wearing a suit. No. Very much indicative of Gasparini's style, I would say.
100%.
Can't run around in a suit, can you?
But a brilliant, brilliant start to this game for Atalanta.
Hincape. Exchanges a pass down the line. Now gets it back. Grimaldo, Hincape, Xhaka. And Xhaka under pressure here, and he loses the ball. Here come Atalanta looking to continue the bleeding here for Bayer Leverkusen. Zappacosta trying to come inside. It's going to drop for the Ketelev. There was a foul in there.
Yeah,
Zappacosta catching the play.
Zappacosta cutting inside isn't the most dangerous thing in the world, and he just overstretches it for it and catches Palacios as he gets the ball second. But Leverkusen need to get a hold on this game. There's too many passes that are getting picked off by Atalanta, which is then causing a break and a good chance for the Italian team. So Leverkusen just need to be more accurate with these passes, put a bit more behind them, and stop getting caught on the ball.
Another one there, and it's missed chance anyway.
Again, really not getting on with the referee at the moment. I think that was the right one. Just a bit, got holding Wirtz's arm the whole way there, and just tripping him up as he takes the ball off him.
Xhaka. Hincapié goes down the line, and now here comes Amine Adli, headed away by Hein. Coop Minus heads forward. Xhaka. Adli tries to flick it on. Can't pick anyone out, and that will go through to Juan Musso. Atalanta now looking to come down the left-hand side. Ball goes back to Jim City. Now it's here with Ruggeri over. That touch is poor though, and now here come Leverkusen. Ball slid through the lines. Amine Adli can't get it under his control. Hooked clear by Sead Kolasinac. Rob welcome to the stream saying, what's good, chat? Very good question. Lookman. Ruggeri goes forwards, and Lookman. Sorry, Ederson made the run. But it's Tapsoba that gets in front of it.
Yeah, decent start. First 15 minutes, can't complain. We've got a goal, and I feel Leverkusen will be frustrated because they're just not at it in the moment. They're not 100%. Atalanta are taking advantage of that. But still a long way to go in this game. Anything can happen. But I mean, it's not perfect from Atalanta, but they're doing the job. I mean, watching this is blimey, it's scrappy stuff at the moment in this corner, but they're doing alright.
Here's Stasic. Picks our teammate and his equal Palacios. Now Tar. Hincapié. Grimaldo. Piero Hincapié. Tapsoba. Palacios. Now Xhaka. Hincapié. And he's lost possession again. Atalanta pressing so quickly here, and Hincapié brings down to Kessler there after he wins the ball back. They're just flat-footed at the moment, Leverkusen, and Atalanta very much up for today's game.
And I mean, now you're looking at Hincapié, he's just been warned by Kovac, so you've got one more, mate, and then I'm booking you. So another foul. Hincapié caught out by De Ketelaere again, and then feels like he's forced to bring him down in that situation.
Yeah, Leverkusen, by the way, already notched up over 113 passes, and yet they've not gone anywhere with that possession. 63% of the ball, but they've not had a shot.
That's the thing. They've probably put 4 or 5 astray.
Yeah,
which is costly.
There have been a few slow passes, a few times that Atalanta have pounced on them quite quickly.
Yeah.
Caden says, I know we're still early on, but considering they're unbeaten, they look so rubbish. Well, it's weird. They're not playing like they normally do. And again, there they get quite lucky there to hold on to possession. There's a bit of a poor pass into Wirtz, who doesn't bring it under control very well, or at all. It just slid through to Amine Adli. But they don't look like the team we usually see. Frimpong ball across the box. It's going to drop for Grimaldo, whose shot is scuffed. Wirtz keeps it alive. Stanisic now takes aim, and it's blocked. And a comfortable save in the end for Juan Musso.
Yeah, I feel like Frimpong rushed that ball across the box, but better from Leverkusen. They've shifted it quickly, but also they've found that pass through the line. It was a great ball into Frimpong, but as I said, I feel like here he does well. I feel like he just rushed this ball in a little bit, fires it across the box, falls to the ground on the edge, who, kicks his own foot and doesn't make any contact with it, and then Stanisic gets a bit of a shot away that isn't great, and tar battling with Sumaka as we cut back to the live action, but it does well enough.
I really don't understand why Xabi Alonso's changed the tactic tonight. I mean, not the shape per se, but personnel based. I get maybe Stanisic coming as a defensive option, but moving Frimpong further forwards isn't working, and they're really missing Jonas Hoffmann in there. Florian Wirtz is too central. He's not really being involved in the play.
Dispossessed again here. Leverkusen and Atalanta come forward.
Skamaka. Now Adamola Lookman. Ruggieri will look to overlap. Skamaka takes aim, but he gets under that one. And really wish he had that chance again later in the game, because that wasn't an awful opportunity, and he put that much higher than he'd have liked to.
Yeah, again, Atalanta putting on the pressure, reaping the rewards. Lookman's looked very sharp, thought he'd have a shot, laid it off to Skamaka, but in the end ended up smacking it over the bar. But intercepted again by Atalanta, but that pass from Hein was, for use of a better word, crap.
And now here come Leverkusen. Adley. Tabsopa coming forwards. It's just not really worked out there.
No,
and that it was messy, and it's flicked towards Musso. But yeah, Tabsopa just drove through, but again, that's not the play you want driving through the team.
No. He took the ball, got forwards, didn't really know what to do with it, tried to dribble past someone, and ended up just kicking himself in the foot.
Hincapié there does well. Little nudge in the back of De Ketelaere, and that means he misses the header and the ball goes out for a throw.
Better than what he's done all afternoon, which is let him take the ball up and then just hack him down. But 20 minutes gone, Atalanta lead. Leverkusen just haven't really got going in this game. They've got on the ball, but not really started to put some pressure on Atalanta or create some chances. And that is letting them down at the moment.
Indeed it is. Ball back now to Juan Musso. And it's Lookman, chests it down.
Lookman just operating there in the space. And they're finding him perfectly today. Not being picked up on by anyone really in that Leverkusen shirt. And as we've already seen, Atalanta taking full advantage of that and finding the goal through him.
It's weird because we've not seen many teams go player for player with Leverkusen. And clearly it's something they can't really deal with. I think especially on this left-hand side where you've got the overlapping Ruggieri, but then he might just come inside and Kolasinac might just overlap. So it does create a huge overload for Atalanta on the left-hand side. We're seeing Adamola Lookman manage to pick up the ball a lot in that left half space. And again, going for player, it's always going to cause some issues.
100%.
It's why Leverkusen are being caught out in the press at the moment, because Atalanta are pressing so high that Leverkusen's build-up's being disrupted. And if they do get it forwards, they're player for player with Atalanta across the back line, and they're bigger physical players. You haven't got a Victor Boniface. Yeah, they keep drawing the fouls, but that's smart there from Hein to give it away on the halfway line rather than let that continue on. And again, they're just going to be a bit assertive.
Because Jim City has just come in and smashed into whoever that was.
Yeah, the Albanian brute in there. Atalanta's captain.
It's not perfect, not ideal. He's got to do 70 odd minutes now on a yellow card. Just doesn't need to do that. The ball's gone and he just, stand. Oh, I mean, that's a soft yellow. I'd say that.
That is a soft yellow. There's barely any contact in there.
He's the victim of the next one in terms of the next one was always be a yellow, and he's unfortunate that was him because that's a soft one. But he's got a ropey game now. Got to remember he's on a yellow. Can't afford anything silly. And now Leverkusen have got a freaky kind of good area. Hopefully the ball will be better. The ball will be better than it was the first time. Or they're trying a routine here though. They've gone short.
Xhaka plays it towards Wirtz, and
that was brilliant.
Unable to pick him out.
I don't mind using set piece coaches and routines when they're gonna work, but when you're just gonna play it short and then just smash it out for a goal kick, what is the point? We can watch this goal back. Palacios caught napping by Lookman.
Well, to be honest, if set piece coaches always worked, that would make football very boring because they'd all just play for set pieces and then do some crazy routine that always works.
But in terms of do your bit, and if it gets blocked or something, that's fine. If you put up a shot over the bar, but there, the ball didn't get to the box from a deep free kick.
Right. They just changed the point of it, so they're trying to catch the opposition out. Wirtz tries to pick out Xhaka. Xhaka fighting away in there, but it's Atalanta that come away with the ball, and they haven't been able to keep it on the pitch. Scoot Meyer's touch takes him off. That will be a Leverkusen throw, and they move it back now to Hincapié. Tabsoba. Goes down the line. Kolasinac. Stanisic tries to play it forwards. Rigeri.
I don't know. Leverkusen just don't seem settled. They don't. And it doesn't feel like they are going to settle in this game. Atalanta have kind of just upset the apple cart here a bit, and Leverkusen aren't comfortable. They're not happy with the way this game's being played.
Palacios. Now Hincapié. Tar. Tavasova. Adley, and that's a good challenge in there from Hein, and he wins it high up the field. Here come Atalanta. The problem is now Adley's leaning into it too much. He's expecting that tackle and leaning into it too much. So Hein there basically just walked past him, got the ball, and ran it forwards.
100%.
Edison.
Just doesn't feel like Leverkusen are thinking about it.
And a Xabi Alonso, a Leverkusen side that averaged 52% possession, are currently sat deep in their own half as Atalanta are moving it around them. Lookman tries to deliver it. It kicks up in the air off of a Leverkusen defender, and Mate Kovar will come and claim it.
Is it a simple fact of the occasion? We've seen a lot of misplaced passes. We've seen a lot. Wirtz I don't think he's touched the ball yet, has he? And Adley's in very
Wirtz has touched the ball quite a bit. It's just not in a position where he can really do much with it.
That's another crap pass.
Cheap loss of possession again. Lookman will look to come forwards. He'll dive inside. Ademola Lookman, and he's got his second and Atalanta's second. Ademola Lookman a brace in the Europa League Final. Atalanta 2, Leverkusen 0. What a blistering start to the final here in Dublin from the side from Bergamo. And Xabi Alonso with some thinking to do. Ademola Lookman catches them napping, darts inside, and places it across goal into the bottom right corner. Wonderful stuff from Lookman. And again, a loose ball. Wirtz unable to control it. Lookman here, too easy from Granit Xhaka, and he fires it home emphatically. Mate Kovar can't get a hand to that one. Wonderful effort from Lookman, but questionable, really questionable from Granit Xhaka in there.
I mean, you might as well just copy and paste what we've seen all game. Sloppy from Leverkusen that is pounced on by Atalanta, and they were yet to find the back of the net from one. But now they have, and they thoroughly deserve it. They've been the much better side here. Leverkusen all over the place. It was a terrible, terrible header backwards from Adley. Had way too much pace on it. Flew all the way to Lookman, who takes a touch, skips past Granit Xhaka, who puts in a pathetic tackle. And, it's an absolutely brilliant finish, and he is on fire. And again, operating in that space, just off the back line, in between, your midfield pivot and your back three, finding a lot of joy, being able to turn and run at goal, run at the defence. And he's got a double from it, and at this rate, he could even get some more. And if Leverkusen can't find a way through, Atalanta could run away with this final before they have anything to say about it. This is not what anyone predicted, really. Did not see Atalanta taking a 2-goal lead inside 25 minutes here.
Palacios. Now it's Granit Xhaka. Adley, Xhaka. Ball out wide, Hincapié. Now back to Tar.
Equally, if there's one thing we know about Bayer Leverkusen, is that when the cards are stacked against them, with however minutes are remaining on the clock, they find a way to get back in the game this season. Can they do that? Or at this rate, is the game going to be too far gone for them to recover it?
Yeah, that's going to be the interesting thing to see, isn't it? Tapsova heads it forwards, Adley's offside, so he'll let that bounce through. But yeah, it definitely feels like Leverkusen are missing a lot up front. Ademola Lookman's been really, really good.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I haven't seen him play in a long time, to be honest. And since he left, was it Fulham? Well, he left Fulham. And obviously, he's thriving at Atalanta, and he's got the opportunity tonight. Big game, big stage, and he is absolutely shining on it.
Yeah, he was at Fulham for a season. He really did bounce around clubs in his younger years. I came for at Charlton. Everton then bought him and playing sporadically before selling him to Leipzig, then buying him back, then selling him back, who then sold him to Fulham who then sold to Leicester. Those were all season to season to season. Frimpong turns well, ball across the box, dealt with well. But now, Amina Adley trying to win a penalty in there, and Atalanta players basically just telling him to get up.
He's still on the floor. I'll have another look at it. Better though. Ball into Xhaka. Frimpong spins Kolasinac. And then Adley. There's nothing in that. No, if anything, he tackles Kolasinac, ends up hurting himself. And Juan Musso just helping him up there.
Yeah.
But it's just not going right for Leverkusen, and Xabi Alonso and assistant having a deep in thought, because they've got to find something that's going to get them back in this game, but it's also going to stop this game running away from them.
Yes, indeed. Now, worth noting, by the way, that before this game, Adamola Lookman only had 2 goals in the Conference League.
Yeah.
Sorry, in the Europa League. 2 goals though tonight, takes him up to 4. Wow. So fascinating to see.
Not
turning up.
To double
Exactly, turning up on the biggest stage. Caden says they need Frimpong deeper and Hoffman on. They need to do something, yeah. Lookman shows the ball well, but it's fouled by Tapsoba.
He's had so much space to use tonight. So much space. It's incredible.
Yeah. Really showing off tonight. Adamola Lookman been a phenomenal presence in this Atalanta side. And well, with 30 minutes in here, 60 minutes away from Leverkusen losing their unbeaten streak, 60 minutes away from Gianpiero Gasperini claiming silverware with this Atalanta team again. Incredible to see.
Yeah.
Charles de Ketelaere. Here's Coop Miners, lifts it towards Zappacosta, bursting into the box. Rogue chance from Gramado, falls for Skamaka. Huge interception from Tapsoba. I thought there might be a penalty in there as well.
Like Zappacosta will get taken out.
Yeah.
Maybe a more crafty player there would have drawn a penalty.
Lookman.
Just
Alonso directing his players around the field because they're being caught out. Skamaka turns and shoots. It's a tame effort, and one Kovar can claim comfortably.
Yeah, another one. Skamaka, it was an audacious effort to try and score from there. Doesn't get anything behind it.
I think audacious is putting it kindly, to be fair.
Rolls into the bottom corner.
A frankly bizarre and outrageous attempt. But yeah, I mean, Atalanta, such a strong start in this game. They've caught Leverkusen by surprise, and Leverkusen looks sloppy. Even there, a misplaced pass that Hincapié has to knock out of play to avoid it going out for a corner.
Yeah, I mean, this is unheard of Leverkusen all season, really. We've not seen them be played off the park in such a manner. They might have put more passes together, but you don't win a football game on passes. Atalanta have turned up, had all the chances, scored the 2 goals, and are flying in this final, really.
Ball into the box. Lookman unable to get ahead to it. It's going to drop now for Ruggeri. Ball inside. Lookman. That's right, Edison. Hine. Now it's Jim City. Coop Miners. Back to Hine. And he goes back to his goalkeeper Musso, and that ball will go long. Skamaka prepares to challenge in the air for it, and Skamaka does nod it on, but that will bounce through to the goalkeeper Mate Kovar. Tar. Palacios. Now it's with all the way back to Musso in the Atalanta sticks.
And that's the problem for Leverkusen, is that Atalanta are in complete control of this game now. And
again, that ball goes long, but De Ketelaere offering a physical challenge to Hincapié.
We've seen Leverkusen come back from this in the league, but this is different. This is Atalanta in the Europa League Final. It's not as simple as, well, that's all right, we'll score 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes and level the game up again.
Frimpong is foul, but Leverkusen's still coming forwards now. But there is a foul the other way. I'm not sure.
They trip over each other, and that's an interesting one.
It looked to me like Frimpong did commit a foul, though.
Saying that he'd already given the advantage the other way, I couldn't tell whether...
Because here, Coop Myers would have got back in, look. For me.
Oh, Coop Myers. It didn't take much to go down, did it?
But why would he go down? Should he just go and win the ball, look?
I don't know. It's a soft one.
Ball goes down the line. Skamaka Tar does well. Here's Hein. Musso. Tries to play it wide. Pass cut out by Palacios, but it just drops for Zappacosta. De Ketelaere tries to bring it forwards, but can't. Palacios. Grimaldo. Wirtz. Lovely exchange of passes. Grimaldo now looking to beat the goalkeeper. Incredibly bizarre goalkeeping from Juan Musso, but it works. He came out of his goal.
I'm guessing Grimaldo was as surprised as we are. So then when he went chipping,
he was
pathetic.
Exactly. Yeah, he wasn't expecting to have to do that. Scamacca fighting for it. He's gone in firmly, and I think he might get a yellow for that one.
Hello.
And it will be a yellow card. And he's also put Wirtz for complaining.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Frustration there, I think.
There's a lot
going for Florian Wirtz.
If Scamacca gets the ball, I think, was it Zappacosta, who was in absolute acres on the right-hand side. Nobody would have stopped him. He's lunged in there, gone in late, taken out the player. He'll be booked for the tackle. And then Wirtz, very stupidly, has...
So that's, to be fair, I think when you watch it in slow motion, he doesn't make a whole lot of contact. The problem is it's the speed, because in real time it looks a lot quicker. But then when you slow it down, it's not actually an awful tackle. It's just that he goes in a little bit rash.
Wasn't really thinking about that. Going up to the referee to complain while the referee's already got his yellow card in his hand. You're asking for it at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Here's Jonathan Tah. Tabsoba. And Lookman could pick up on that loose pass. What a tackle from Tabsoba to let himself off there.
So wrong. He could have got that so wrong.
He'd have been off. Well, either he misses it and Lookman's in, or he catches him and Tabsoba's off. Here is Tabsoba.
I'm intrigued to see what Leverkusen could... I mean, I've got 10 minutes to play here, but I'm intrigued to see what Leverkusen could come up with at half-time to get themselves back in the game.
Frimpong draws the foul, and that will be a free kick.
Yeah, not a foul started to creep in now for Atalanta. Ball into Wirtz, out wide. Wirtz again. Xhaka plays it over the top to Wirtz, who's in behind.
Wirtz, he just can't get his body position right.
He couldn't take any stride there. Bit of an awkward one. And Musso again, very quick on his line. He is rapid off that line of his.
Ball lifted in behind well, but yeah, Wirtz
perhaps got to hit it there.
He tries to bring it under his control.
I think he's just got to hit it.
But ultimately, Scamacca will challenge Tah in the air. And this is the biggest issue. Jonathan Tah is not used to this physical challenge.
No.
Gianluca Scamacca is a very different striker to anything he's faced this season. And that's clearly catching him out because Atalanta can go long and they're going to win that header.
It's not many strikers who are the sheer size of Scamacca.
No, in the modern game, no.
Absolute brute. Kind of player Tony Pulis would be proud of. Stanisic has a great run through the middle. Frimpong.
And now here comes Jeremy Frimpong. Bursting really forwards, good defending. Yeah, he comes across well there. The thing is, though, with Scamacca, he's also got that technical side of his game. It's why he didn't work under David Moyes, because he isn't incredibly physical. He's good in the air, but he's not incredibly strong.
Yeah. Well, corner it, and this is a chance for Leverkusen to get one back and get back into this final.
But yeah, what an incredible start for Atalanta, and a huge surprise. Atalanta proving why time and time again Gasperini's a top coach.
I mean, that corner, something like that corner, not even beating the first man, is absolutely shocking.
Ball in, and that Tah will try and win the header, and that did look like it came off Jonathan Tah. Him and Ruggieri will battle for possession. Ruggieri gets it gone, and that'll be a Bayer Leverkusen throw.
Yeah, not bad.
It's taken quickly. Stanisic plays it inside. Xhaka under a lot of pressure. Wirtz. Strong challenge from Ederson. And they'll drop for De Ketelaere. And they're going to come forward again now, Atalanta. He's looking for some support, the Belgian, but he can keep going towards the corner in the meantime. Does now find Scamacca, who tries to take on Tah. Nice turn from Scamacca, but he is then caught out by Xhaka, who is recovering. Grimaldo. Now Hincapié. Xhaka, Grimaldo, Hincapié. Back with Kovar.
At the end of the day, though, for Leverkusen, there's still 7 minutes to go here. Still another half of football. There's a long way to go in this game. But I mean, A, the way they're playing isn't inspiring anything, and B, it's a final. It's not, it's saying there's loads of time isn't as simple as there is loads of time. You never know what's going to happen, really.
I got to be saying, but yeah, there is definitely time for Leverkusen to turn it around. Ball goes in behind. Frimpong will give chase, but it's overhit. That's out for an Atalanta throw.
Really weirdly. So it looked like he just taking it in his stride, and then suddenly it just ran away from him.
Yeah, just a bit of an overhit pass by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's going to be a... I'm sure there's Leverkusen. I'd love to be able to fly on the wall in that Leverkusen dressing room at half time.
Yeah.
To see what on earth.
See how ballistic Alonso goes.
Yeah. That ball looks for Skamaka, but he's robbed of possession. Xhaka. Verts lays it off. That ball's in behind, but they don't want it. Didn't play it.
Hincapié, Xhaka. Hincapié. Xhaka again. Florian Wirtz. Xhaka. Ball in behind. Now here come Leverkusen. Good challenge from Zappacosta. Back now with Hincapié. Jonathan Tah. Ball forwards. Grimaldo. And that's seen out of play, and that will be a Leverkusen throw. Wirtz.
There's not a ball on the pitch here, and the referee doesn't seem keen to stop it. That's why they kicked it off now.
It's not a major issue, is it?
Hmm.
Tavsova. Ball goes wide into Frimpong. Tavsova again. Tavsova.
Leverkusen had a shot.
They've not had many. Adley. Ball goes in behind. Frimpong now will run onto it. Up against Ruggeri. He's sin wide. And now Grimaldo. Looking to deliver it. Goes back to Frimpong. He could look to shoot. Runs himself into trouble. And now here come Atalanta. Ball long. Skamaka's going to give chase. He's putting the pressure on Jonathan Tah here. Tah surely goes back to Kovan. He does indeed. Leverkusen 3 shots so far.
Not good enough, really, is it?
No, when you consider Atalanta have only had 5 and they've scored twice.
But yes, deadly clinical, but Leverkusen just not created enough, really. I think not even shots, so they haven't really come forward, is the thing. They've had 3 shots, but we haven't really seen them in Atalanta's third.
Yeah. By the way, if you are watching along, feel free to get involved in the live chat. Give your thoughts on today's game. Lookman, Skamaka, Atalanta come forward, searching for a third. Skamaka, Travella passes it out wide. And it picks out Charles de Ketelaere. He'll drive inside now. Zappacosta overlaps Ketelaere. And that is a huge stop from Kovar.
Wow.
That could easily be 3-0.
That looked destined for the bottom corner.
And then went out the field again. Zappacosta darts inside. It's deemed a foul on from Koopmeiners on Palacios. That is a soft decision.
Another one I'm not sure about, but the Ketelaere cutting in so close.
It took a flick off Tah, I think. That just took a bit of the sting out of the effort. That's not a foul.
No.
It's not a foul on Grimaldo at all.
That's a poor decision.
Atalanta robbed of a huge chance. Ball goes in behind. Adley will look to deliver it now, and it's into the hands of
He should have
Musa.
gone down once they got to the penalty area because he's being manhandled by Ruggeri. He gets nothing for it.
It's smart. That's exactly what they've got to do. Knock him off his game.
And I mean, the balling was left a lot to be desired. But Atalanta just seem to be happy with how the game's being played at the moment. They're pushing the back there, but they're going to stop the game to make sure that Ederson is all right.
Yeah, Chelsea versus Atalanta and Lookman on fire. Indeed, Adamo Lookman having a real game to remember.
Oh.
And it's fascinating, isn't it, given all the quality that's come out of the Charlton Academy, that Charlton aren't able to actually utilise any of that to go anywhere.
And the Atalanta end of the Aviva is having a great time. Look, I mean, that is a poor tackle for Xhaka. Just watching back the Lookman goal.
Well, it's not even pushed, it's half-arsed.
Yeah.
Lookman brushes him off. Slides past him like he's not even there.
Lunges in, not really worrying about what's going on. Yeah, Edison's alright. We go play on again. From a Atalanta throw on. They find Scamacca, looks to flick around the corner. He thinks it was handball, definitely wasn't. Count for the foot of Grimaldo. Not Grimaldo. Stanisic. And Leverkusen finally bring it forwards here. Look at this.
Xhaka, Hincapié. Now Grimaldo. Xhaka. Ball forwards. Now bounce through to Musa. The thing is, the 2-goal advantage hands Atalanta such a cushion.
Yeah.
Because we know that the sting Leverkusen can provide suddenly and very quickly. But they've got to do that twice. And a team like Atalanta who know how to manage games, who have a manager in Gianpiero Gasperini who is a master in cultivating a squad who will do the dark arts, who will see a game out.
Also,
it's a really good position to be in. 2 minutes of additional time of the way for this first half.
Technically, they can concede 2 and it will only be level. Leverkusen need 3 to win from this point in.
Yeah,
if
in normal
Atalanta
time.
can concede 3 goals in the second half, then they deserve to lose this game hands down.
Well, it depends how Leverkusen come back into it. But yeah, here's Adley. Good challenge in there from Edison. It's going to drop on the edge for Grimaldo, who takes aim. And I thought that might just bounce in. But Musso did read that effort from Xhaka well.
Yeah, it looked like Musso had it covered, and then it looked panicked as the ball came towards him, and Fantino thought...
Well, that bounce is unpredictable. That's why Xhaka made it bounce up like that.
Yeah. Worth a go, isn't it, at this point in the game? Only a minute till half-time, you're chasing in the final. The worst position to be is he losing in a game like this, in the manner that Leverkusen are losing. Ball sent long by Musso. Heads up. Oh, Scamacca, what a touch that is. Plays it into Lookman.
Lookman picks it up again. He seems to be playing with a freedom tonight, Adamola Lookman. He looks confident. He looks sharp.
I think the whole move was ruined by
he looks decisive.
From Rigeri. But, you know, apart from that, great stuff.
Yeah. Stanisic throws it short for Mfong. Stanisic looks to switch the play, and that's going to find Grimaldo. It won't. He can't keep it in. It's just indicative of Leverkusen's evening. Just even what looked like a very good pass, just slightly misread by Alejandro Grimaldo, and now it's a throw in for Atalanta on the far side. Realistically, though, that is it for the first half here. Leverkusen with a lot of ground to make up. A lot of work to do. Foul in there on Charles de Ketelaere.
That was a half-time whistle.
No, not yet. Though I don't think they'll have a whole lot of time after this free kick. They won't even get to take the free kick. It's half-time here in Dublin, the Aviva Stadium. Will applaud as Atalanta lead 2-0 going into the break. A surprise result in this Europa League final. Atalanta, the team hailing from Bergamo, leading unbeaten Leverkusen by 2-0. A stunning display from Adamola Lookman in that first 45 minutes as he bagged a brace. But what a show. Atalanta operating in a disciplined manner so far. They've not really let Leverkusen break them down. They've been very regimented in their shape. And what we've seen is an Atalanta side who are pressing really high up the pitch. And it's something that Leverkusen haven't really been threatened by this season. We know how good Leverkusen are at moving the ball through lines of pressure. We know how good they are at resisting the press. But Atalanta tonight, going player for player, same shape of course with a 3-4-3. And what we're seeing them execute so well is that press so effectively at the moment. They are pressing Leverkusen. That's how they won the ball back so many times. It's how they're getting so many opportunities. They could have had more. They had one right at the end there where Twain Koopmeiners won the ball off of Alejandro Grimaldo. It was ultimately given as a foul. I think that was a harsh ruling. I think he won the ball cleanly. He played the ball in behind for Zappacosta. It was obviously called back for the foul, but that could have easily been 3 at the end of the half. So Atalanta are not in this position off pure luck. It's on merit. They are pressing Leverkusen like no other side has. They're causing them issues in areas of the field that Leverkusen haven't really been caused issues. And Atalanta deserve to be in the position they are right now. Gianpiero Gasperini once again proving he is a masterful tactician. And well, it's going to be fascinating to see where we go from here, because it's a problem that Xabi Alonso has not encountered much in his short managerial career to date. Is that he's got to change. He's got to adapt to the situation. They find themselves 2 goals down at half time. That's a lot of work to do. Now, by no means is it insurmountable. And for a side like Leverkusen, who have had to come back at times this season, it's definitely not in the realms of impossibility. But Harry, how do they adapt? How do they stop Atalanta from pressing them so aggressively and winning the ball back and finishing their chances?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very interesting one, isn't it? Wasn't expecting it to be so intense from Atalanta. Wasn't expecting Leverkusen to be caught out by it in the way they have. But I think you have to look at it from different points of view, because yes, Atalanta have pressed them really, really well, and that Leverkusen do need to change. But it has just felt like when Leverkusen have tried to play out of that press, there's been a mistake in there. And I said in the build-up, and I look like a Wally now, that it's going to take a bit of quality to break these two sides down, because they both play good football and won't make any errors. We've seen a catalogue of from Leverkusen every time. They'll be 1 or 2 passes away from getting out of that press, and then they'll just play a really poor pass that either has way too much on it or doesn't have enough behind it. They'll lose the ball, and then they'll be right back where they started, where they're under the cosh with Atalanta running at them. And that is what Atalanta have done so well. Pressed really high, forced the error out, won the ball back. For Leverkusen, A, yes, they've got to change up. They've got to change something that means that the press is survivable. But B, got to cut the mistakes out, because that is costing them dearly at the moment.
Well, it's the classic conundrum, isn't it? Because I would argue the reason Leverkusen are making mistakes is because Atalanta are pressing them so well.
Yeah,
they're not. I wouldn't argue they are unforced errors. I think that even if there's not a direct press on a player that's made the error, the fact is Atalanta are honing in on them so fiercely, so aggressively, that errors are going to happen. And there is a method behind the madness of pressing structures. We know that, for example, Scamacca will go and press the centre half in a certain way that forces that ball left, and then suddenly the pass is a little bit short and Zappacosta springs on it and they're away, they're attacking. And it's phenomenal stuff so far. Atalanta know exactly what they've got to do this evening. They're not going to outplay Bayer Leverkusen by trying to pick up the ball and play wonderful football. That's not going to work. Leverkusen are a really good defensive side. We give them their props for attacking football very often, but a lot of times we don't credit them so much with the defensive side of the game. But they are a very good defensive side. You're not going to play through them very easily. Yeah. But what they're doing so well, Atalanta, is finding vulnerability by winning the ball back when they're in an in-possession phase. Because when they do that, or in the build-up phase, I should say, when they do that, they're not in a set rest defence type shape. So players can be sort of strewn across the field a little bit, because you're trying to find space, you're trying to be an option. We saw for the second goal, the Ademola Lookman one, where he darts inside and finishes across goal. It's a really nice finish. But the thing we saw there was Wirtz losing the ball in a position where he shouldn't really be in, and then Lookman picked the ball up, and they were, because Bayer Leverkusen hadn't got forwards yet, they were all just sort of stood in a line. They couldn't react quick enough. Now, of course, Granit Xhaka should have put in more than a very soft challenge that he did. And Lookman, credit to him, because the shot was really good. Yeah. They still had a lot of work to do from there. But it's got to be a bit of a decisive action. Xhaka in that moment either got to just assert himself, put in a strong challenge and win the ball back, or bring him down. Because Lookman was coming forwards, looked really dangerous, and ultimately I think you could put a lot of blame on Xhaka for that goal. I think you could also put a lot of blame on a bit of miscommunication there between Adli and Florian Wirtz, but also the fact that when the ball drops in there, nobody for Leverkusen is picking it up. It's a player for Atalanta, Ademola Lookman, who picked it up. And that, I think, represents what's been a really a pertinent feature, really, of this game, is that Leverkusen lack power up front. They lack presence up front. You look at the game and they're clearly missing a Patrick Schick, Victor Boniface type player in the centre. You've got Florian Wirtz operating in a slightly more central role. Now, we know he can play that role. He is by trade an attacking midfielder, but he's worked really well in that left in that left wing type, free roam type role where he's got license to roam, but roaming from that attacking midfield role means that they're often just empty in there. I mean, Adley's not really strong and physical enough to play as the out-and-out number 9, and Jeremy Frimpong is not a technically good enough player to play as an attacking midfielder. So I don't really understand the thinking there from Xabi Alonso. Whether they thought they'd have an easier time of it, I'm not sure. But at the moment, they're losing the physical battle in attacking areas, and it's why Atalanta keep picking the ball back up, because every time Leverkusen come forwards, even if they do get through those first phases of pressure, they're then met by a really difficult situation where you're trying to pick out players like Amine Adli and Jeremy Frimpong, but they can't, because if they get the ball with the back to goal, a bloke called Hines is going to come through the back of him and shove him over. So that is a real issue. Looking back at this first goal as well, I don't blame Palacios too much. It's not his fault. Yes, he should scan. Someone's got to tell him. Someone's got to be absolutely berating him, going, there's a lad behind you. You need to just deal with this. And they don't. And that first goal did come directly from the fact that they lost the ball. Leverkusen. So there was the corner, it dropped down. Leverkusen didn't deal with it. They didn't pick up Zappacosta, made a really smart run. But anyway, watching the second goal now, and I mean, I don't want to talk too much about Leverkusen. I'd rather praise Alamola Lookman, because he has been phenomenal. I feel like we spoke a lot about where Leverkusen have fallen down, and not enough about how incredible Atalanta have been, and more specifically, how brilliant Alamola Lookman was. He was incredibly smart and intuitive to jump in front of that ball to score that first goal, and there, it's a really nice bit of movement, really nice carry of the ball inside, and a really exquisite finish from a really good player, Ademola Lookman.
Yeah, and he's what he's done so well tonight is he's always found himself in that space. You spoke earlier about the fact that it's always an Atalanta player picking it up when the ball roams free, rather than a Leverkusen player, and it seems to be always him. He's in the right places, he's in the right positions, so when the move does break down for Leverkusen, which it has so commonly tonight, Lookman is there to pounce. He's the one to put the pressure on, to win the ball back and use it. And I mean, the two goals were very good finishes. I think the first one to run onto it at such a speed and manage to keep that down and put it home was very good. And the second one was a touch of class to, take the ball, have time to turn, run at Xhaka, take the ball past him. And it's a very, very nice finish into the bottom corner. And to be honest, it's great to see a player like him shining in such a big game. As you say, he's had a bit of a tough season, as it has been in Europe across this campaign. But turning up tonight when it matters most for his team. But again, the one thing that Atalanta have and Leverkusen don't is you think that second goal for Atalanta came because Adley's tried to knock it back with such force to Wirtz. A bigger striker, like what Scamacca has done, brings the ball down, and then Pete will play off him. Because if Adley takes a touch there, that whole goal is avoided. But like Scamacca's done numerous times, the ball goes into him, he flicks it on to one of your Lookmans, or even a Zappacosta or Kolasinac getting forward, or he brings it down himself, and he's got that ability to turn. The front line for Atalanta is working wonders today. Scamacca and Lookman, have been really, really strong. Both doing different things though, and they're both excelled at what their job has been tonight. And if that carries on in the second half, Leverkusen are going to struggle to handle it. Well,
I'd extend that to a lot of the team. I think Charles de Ketelaere easily could add a third goal, and perhaps if he got a bit more behind that effort, then I think Leverkusen dealt with that a lot better. But perhaps if he got a bit more behind that effort, it may have troubled Kovar more. Yeah. I think in the midfield, Ederson's been absolutely everywhere, and anywhere that he hasn't been, Toyin Koopmeiners has been. So those two covering a hell of a lot of ground in there. Let's not underestimate how much ground those two have to cover, because yes, you've got quite a good, the front three are very good, but let's not underestimate how little defensive contribution Lookman and de Ketelaere have made. The fullbacks the wing backs are very aggressive at times, Zappacosta and Regari, and while they are getting back in, a lot of ground is having to be covered by that midfield partnership of Toyin Koopmeiners and Ederson. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of sides looking at players like Koopmeiners, because he's got a hell of an engine on him. He can cover a lot of ground, and I think players like him are crucial to elite sides. You look at City, and that's Rodri in their team. He's a player who can cover a lot of ground, who can pick up the ball and keep things ticking along. That's what Koopmeiners is. But Koopmeiners has the additional perk of being a little less offensive, but a little bit more of a playmaker. He can create chances as well, and of course a set piece threat as well. So I think I would be very surprised if Koopmeiners is still at Atalanta come the next season. A lot of clubs should be looking at him, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I love players like that because it's very rare in modern football that you can get away with players making such a little impact defensively, like Lookman and Duquette. And, we see the big sides, like, you take PSG, that front three, they don't put in any effort, but they haven't got the players behind them, like the Koopmeiners, who allow them to put in such little effort, but get away with it. But obviously, when I say little effort, it sounds quite harsh, but what it really means is that they can put all their focus into helping Atalanta. I like the way Atalanta set up because it is very much the kind of basics of football. Your forwards score your goals and do the attacking work. Your midfield cover the ground and your defenders just kick people and stop them scoring goals. And it works so well. Everyone does their job so well. And if they keep doing that for another 45 minutes, they've got the Europa League trophy going home with them.
I'd like to make quite a key or quite a vital distinction there. The difference I would say between the two examples you've given there is that I would not bemoan that. I wouldn't say there's been a lack of effort in in Atalanta's front three because their pressing has been phenomenal, and that's the key difference. They've not had to track back because Atalanta aren't often in a position where they're getting caught high up the field and having to run back after Leverkusen, which is testament to how they're set up tonight. Because even when they win the ball, even when they lose the ball, they counter press. You don't lose the ball and go, oh well, like that. Like you say, this talk about the PSG front three there. They go, oh well, I'll let someone else deal with that. And then suddenly you've got everyone having to run back because the opposition are coming forwards. That's not the case. Atalanta lose the ball and it's immediate. How do I go and get it back as quickly as possible? I'm going to hound this player. I'm going to run him into the corner. I'm going to make him think. I'm going to force the mistake. That's the difference. That's the prerogative from Atalanta, is to keep working, to keep fighting, to try and win possession back as quickly as possible. So there is a key difference there. I just went with a lot of points in chat. Thank you for getting involved. By the way, if you are watching along and want to give your opinion, make sure to get involved in the live chat. We'll make sure to read it out. He asked, are we doing a Chelsea video about the new manager? We will be doing a video on Friday. We're recording tomorrow, or we plan to record tomorrow, so look out for that on Friday. We're going to talk about Pochettino and whether it's a good decision, and then, talk about what the options are next. They're not plentiful, but yeah, we will do that. As just fan says, sub to the channel. If you haven't already, make sure to hit subscribe. An interesting change here then for Atalanta. Giorgio Scalvini coming on for Atalanta. And I'm not sure. I think Sarah Kolasinac is going to be the player departing.
Well, it looks like he's actually covered us for the second half and covered a problem. It doesn't look like a change that was going to happen. It looks like he's come out at half time, come onto the pitch, and he's got an issue of some sort. So
that is going to be interesting to see how Scalvini adapts to this. A magnificent player, Giorgio Scalvini. I'm not exactly sure how, what his ceiling is, because I think he's too short to be an elite centre-half, but we'll see. But I think he's a phenomenal player.
Well, are they now going to lose that effect of Kolasinac and
Ruggeri, potentially, because obviously they've been able to double up on that left-hand side. But what you might see is Scalvini inverting it. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see something like that, and Ederson occupying a wider space. So we could see an interesting tactical note there. But here we go. Leverkusen get us on the way in this second half. 45 minutes to try and maintain or retain their unbeaten streak. Atalanta, phenomenal thus far. Can they hold on and claim some silverware?
Yeah, I mean, long way to go. And as Chelsea fan says, Leverkusen they do need an early goal. They really do, because they cannot afford to waste 10, 15 minutes here. But there's still time to go. Big 45. Let's see what Xabi Alonso and his side have come up with at half time to combat this Atalanta team that are keeping them at bay at the moment and are 2 goals ahead. But big half coming up.
It's weird. I feel like this is the ultimate battle today of two sides who've always been the nearly club. Under Gasperini, Atalanta have always taken on big giants. They've always claimed some big victories, but they've never won anything. Like, yeah, sure, he's got
They won anything.
Well, they've won a few bits here and there. I mean, personally, Gasperini's got a few Coach of the Years and stuff like that, but they've not been ultimately that successful in recent history.
I'm guessing, an Italian Cup in there, probably somewhere, or?
Well, I'll have a quick look from 2016 onwards, but Yeah, no, their last trophy, Atalanta, came in 19... Oh, wait, no, well, it depends. You could count their Serie B title in 2011.
But that wasn't under Gasperini.
No, of course not. They've not won anything under Giampiero Gasperini.
So that's the big thing, isn't it? You know,
but
this would be massive. This would be absolutely massive.
You could say their last major silverware came in 1963. So what a moment this could be for Atalanta, and what a moment for Gasperini, who's had a long and illustrious career, but has never won anything. He's influenced so many young managers who've gone on to do incredible things, but he's never won anything himself.
Big for Atalanta, because it is a very it's difficult for a side like them to win trophies, because you know the weird dynamic in the Italian Serie A, because you've got both Milan clubs, Juventus, Roma, Napoli, Lazio, who have 6 clubs there that I'd put ahead of Atalanta in terms of winning a trophy. Fiorentina in there as well, maybe even a Torino.
Well, they're 9th this season, Atalanta, and that's with Napoli down in 10th. Of course, you've got to consider that Bologna have been a real surprise package this season. They've been phenomenal under Thiago Motta. And, well, it's going to be very interesting to see how Motta adapts to Juventus and whether that will be... I mean, that could be a real force to be reckoned with next season in the Serie A if they give him investment. Because I think he is a top young coach, Thiago Motta. So, yeah, anyway. Atalanta, it seems very much the same so far. Leverkusen a little more confident in possession, it appears, but Atalanta's still going to press them high. Hincapié forced into an error there again. He's getting hounded and realised, I'm just going to smash this out of play. If not, I'm going to lose it.
The big thing will be, and I guess we'll know this, if Atalanta can find a goal in the next 5 minutes, for me, they're there. They've just got to hold on. Yeah.
Well, as Joshua says, Leverkusen need a fast goal in the second half, because if Atalanta get another, the game is over. Very much so. I'd never count Leverkusen out. I'd never count anyone out in a European final.
3-0 with 35 minutes to go. That's not happening, I'm sorry. Not against that. It might happen against, Werder Bremen.
Not tonight against this Atalanta side, for that way. Lookman coming forwards again. He's hungry for more as he delivers the ball. Well, it's cleared away by Hincapié. It'll be kept alive on the edge by Ruggeri, but he's aimed for the referee with that pass. But here come Leverkusen. Vert's held back, but now he will come forwards. Coop Miners with a good challenge in there. Really good stuff from Coop Miners. Again, I think a lot of it will be rightfully applauding Lookman's performance. Like Coop Miners ball into the box, chance, and it's dealt with by Hincapié. Wonderful stuff from Atalanta. They work the ball down the left-hand side, and it all comes again. Coop Miners wins the ball. But what he does then when he wins the ball, he doesn't just give it to Lookman and say, good luck, lad. He makes the run beyond him, and that creates the chance. Hincapié,
if he doesn't make
phenomenal
that
tackle.
Then makes that 3-0 Atalanta. That is a massive tackle. I mean, it's also a brilliant piece of refereeing to dodge the pass a few moments ago. Took a tumble, but managed to stay out of the way of the ball. But, I mean, wow. Could we sit here in 40 minutes' time and look back at that tackle as a huge moment? Because that would have been 3-0. Yeah,
this, for me, feels like a classic example of where experience will always trump. Will always trump young coaching. Because Gasperini knows how to win a game of football. When it comes down to it, Alonso, don't get me wrong, an incredible coach, and I'm sure he's going to be one of the best in the world one day. And I think his achievements this season deserve their rightful plaudits. But Giampiero Gasperini knows how to get results, knows how to eke wins out of games. Ball into the box, dealt with again by Leverkusen.
But even if you look nowadays, it's your Ancelottis and your Mourinhos and your those type of managers that are winning the finals, winning the trophies over your young coaches.
Now here comes Frimpong. That's an incredible tackle from Edison there.
That's really good defending.
Judged that wonderfully. But even if you look at the last few years, you think back to, was it last year's Europa League that Oliver Glasner won? I want to say.
Right. No, it's Sevilla.
Sorry, yeah. So the year before was Oliver Glasner's Frankfurt against Rangers. Last season was
Sevilla against Roma.
Mendilibar.
Who beat Jose Mourinho.
Mourinho.
Anthony Taylor beat Jose Mourinho.
Mendilibar, one of the most experienced coaches in world football. There's a reason Olympiacos are in a final.
I don't think it's
because they got Jose Luis Mendilibar.
If you put a young coach into that Sevilla team, do they win that?
Possibly not.
Yeah.
Well, it depends, because I think Unai Emery's he's not a young coach.
No.
But
he's an experienced coach, isn't he? He knows what it takes to win trophies.
Specialist really in the Europa League.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All but surprised that Villa lost that semi-final. I'll see that is next Wednesday.
That's the Jose Luis Mendilibar effect. Next Wednesday, Olympiacos versus Fiorentina.
And that's
I think it's been a really intriguing final because I honestly can't call that game. I think a lot of the bookies will be obviously favouring Fiorentina due to their reputation, but for me, Mendilibar's a better coach than
Olympiacos.
What's his name?
Who's that striker who she kept scoring against Villa?
El Kabi.
Yeah.
I can't think. I think that's his name. It's like a Rube El Kabi or something like that. Yeah, he's been a real inspired sign. They bought him from I can't remember the Qatar side, but yeah, they bought him from there.
Olympiacos aren't a team you mess about with. You get on the wrong side.
Because Angelo Mafanakis is in the crowd.
Storm on there.
Cave your head in.
Yeah.
Anyway, here come Atalanta. Edison switching the play.
I think this one's definitely got to be the higher
Gym
quality
City.
final because the Conference League final should be whoever wants it. Champions League final is definitely going to be Dortmund hanging on for dear life. This is good.
I'm not sure.
Really?
I mean, you say hang on for dear life. I think it's going to be a tactically disciplined performance, a defensively disciplined performance. I don't think it's going to be hang on for dear life. I don't think they're going to be throwing themselves across the goal line, heading it out.
I think there'll be a few.
Yeah, of course. It's Real Madrid. If they're going to, if Dortmund are going to win that game, they're going to have to get fortunate at some point. But again, you make your own luck. Adley plays that ball through. There's not enough on it.
It's Marco Reus might score within 2 minutes, and then they win the game.
Well, he only needs 8 goals to become Dortmund's all-time record goal scorer. So there's a good enough game on Saturday. Sorry, the Saturday after next, and we never know.
Yeah.
Here's Palacios, now Adley. Verts, Palacios. Good challenge in there from Scalvini. He's looked comfortable, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's 20 years old, coming into a Europa League final. Well, you're not the side who are expected to have all of the ball.
The physicality on the show is brilliant. Scamacca flying in. Hincape flying in.
Tapsoba bringing it forwards. Frimpong. Can he deliver it? Tapsoba on the edge. Now Xhaka.
One more. Hit it.
Here's Hincape. Got to go wide. Now that ball's got to be delivered by Grimaldo. Waits for the run of Hincape. Goes towards him. Ball into the box. Dealt with by Scalvini. Sorry, De Ketelaere, who got back in there well.
Should have hit it. I'm glad Tapsoba didn't initially hit it when he was running in. But it was just smash over the bar.
It does feel like Hincape, Tapsoba, some of the only players that I could see moving away from Leverkusen this summer.
Yeah.
Vets would, but nobody's got any money. And ultimately, he's got Champions League football with a Bundesliga winning side. What more does he want at the moment?
And players like Boniface aren't the type of players to get picked up, really, are they?
Unless Manchester United throw 120 million at it, I don't really see how he moves. Well, Boniface only had 1 year of... He was at Union St Gilloise last year, so... And I think he signed a contract extension, a renewal, so... Yeah.
Pass, they're going astray for Leverkusen in time. You feel like soon they start the clock watch.
Yeah.
And there are more changes coming for Atalanta, I think.
So that's Marco Pasalic, I believe, is his name.
Receiving instructions.
See that, man? Go and
Yeah.
just clatter into him minute 1.
Kick him, mark him, run around a bit, score a goal.
And if you get the ball, Ademola Lookman's over there.
Yeah. Look, man, over there.
Yeah.
Collision in there between Scamacca and... I can't quite see who's on the deck. I think it's accidental. I think Cafe just... Oh, it's an injury. It's one of those weird ones. Scamacca...
Where his elbow brushes his chin, and unfortunately that has...
And because of the style of Scamacca, he's going to look like, he's beat someone up.
I mean, anyone with a neck tattoo is not someone I'm messing with.
No.
Well, Anthony.
Oh, yeah, because Anthony's not double my height.
I think Garnacho's got one as well, but again, some of the least intimidating people.
Leverkusen get the ball rolling once again. A stab there around the corner, really, from Adley.
An over pass.
Poor pass, that is.
The beliefs with Atalanta, it's something I've never said about Leverkusen, but they look dejected. It's something we've not seen in this side.
I don't think... Not much changed either from Alonso half time.
And now it'll be a second serve for Atalanta. And again, we talk about game management. Off comes Charles de Ketelaere, and in comes Marco Pasalic. Now, Pasalic much more of a central midfielder, so I wouldn't be. He could operate on this left hand side. or right-hand side as Kessler's playing, but I would expect it will look a bit more like a... Wait, no, so it does, it does look like he's playing off the right, to be fair. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see this game go on, that moves towards a 3-5-2 for Atalanta.
We at this point would usually question the fact that Atalanta have used 2 of their 5 subs already, but I'm not going to go against Gasperini. He knows how to see a game.
Worth saying as well, obviously you only get 3 stoppages, but I believe Scalvini's wouldn't count as a stoppage because it happened at half time. So there is going to be... So they've still got changes, 2 more chances.
3 changes, 2 stoppages. That's plenty of time.
The big issue is, for Atalanta, they don't really have much more to bring off the bench. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Martin de Roon come on at some point to offer a bit of stability.
That's in quality. They've seen players put a shift at this point in the game.
Hans Hatterbauer could come in as well. Another player who is...
I swear he was very good, a couple of years back.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
And then they brought in Zach Costa.
Well, it's just a nice bit of rotation. They've also got Michel Bakker, who I believe... Yeah, used to be at Leverkusen.
Left back, right?
Yeah. Was there last season, actually. So it would be amusing.
Oh, mate, why'd you leave?
Well, because they got Grimaldo and went, we don't need you anymore.
I'd sit on the bench for Leverkusen side.
No, he decided to stop sitting on that bench and sat on the Atalanta bench.
And right now, it's paying off in the Europa League.
Better food, I would say. But you look at Leverkusen. Well, it's debatable. Depends what you prefer. But anyway, you look at Leverkusen. Schick. They've got no Boniface, by the way. So I'm not. Oh no, Boniface came on. Sorry, forgot about that.
Sorry, when?
At half time, they did. I don't think TNT showed it, but Victor Boniface did.
I don't think that's ball. And actually got
8.
Well, that happened.
But yeah,
where is he?
Number 22, right through the middle, striker.
Oh, now it's massive.
There.
I've not seen him.
Tries right back to Boniface, but that doesn't quite come off. Now Adley, ball across the box, save. Frimpong lashes at it over the bar.
We hadn't noticed who gone scored.
Boniface out of nowhere.
Is that Adley 21?
No, they took Stanisic off and moved Frimpong back to fullback, which is what we were saying to do. I didn't notice they'd done it.
Yeah.
But
how would not notice the massive bloke up front?
Because they've not come forwards particularly.
Yeah.
Well, at least when they have, Boniface hasn't been a major part.
It's going to happen for Leverkusen tonight. Half an hour away from Atalanta being the first side to beat Leverkusen this season.
Incredible stuff.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I always thought it was going to be David Moyes. I thought that would just be hilarious.
I
thought they'd lose the tie, but like a 1-0 at the London Olympic Stadium or something. But that didn't materialise, unfortunately.
Oh, that is not a good tackle.
Here comes Nkapre.
By any stretch.
Gets back in now. That will be a yellow card for Zach Costa.
Miles away from the ball. Smashes into him.
Turns into some sort of farmyard animal. Just completely misjudges that one.
Swing and a miss. And a yellow card. Another yellow card for Atalanta. That's their third, fourth of the game.
Yeah, one of 2 former Chelsea players in the Atalanta side.
Excellent.
Indeed. Ball in from Alejandro Grimaldo. Headed away by Scalvini.
Boniface didn't jump. Probably didn't need to. It's always him.
He just forgot it. He just forgot he needed to.
Him and Scamacca a fight. Not a fight.
I think Scamacca's got the height. He's got the reach. But
Boniface got the power.
Boniface, he's got the power. It's Phil Taylor. Grimaldo plays the ball through, but Scalvini deals with it. Now Scamacca, waiting for some support. Zappacosta, and this is going to get smashed. Up the line it goes.
Yeah.
Across towards Lookman, who does offer a challenge, and he almost wins it. He's claiming he's been fouled there, and the referee agrees.
The referee wanted to give that and Lookman turn around.
And the ref just replayed what he just watched in his mind. Yeah, definitely a hand there and a pull from Xhaka. Definitely a foul.
Yeah. And again, Leverkusen finding ways to slow this tie down. Half an hour left of the Europa League Final.
Yeah, here's Ederson.
In the brilliant city of Dublin. It's just...
Switch the play from Gym City to Scalvini. Lovely flick from Lookman. Skamaka, ball through, and it almost came off from Ederson.
He wanted the nice move. He wanted the goal compilation.
Yeah.
He didn't need to rush that.
He wanted to get in Rocket League coolest moments. Ball through, and it doesn't quite come off.
He's mid-late.
But love a little exchange.
I mean, I'm not happy. Not
Gasparini.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking of next week. I can't wait. I'm just going to sit there and keep talking. I'll be talking Gasparini.
The world's biggest Olympiacos fan here. Toykumas wins a high up the field. Skamaka now. It looked like he was fouled there, but I think he just slipped. Kumas gets back in, and it's a professional foul.
I don't know.
A smart one there.
There's a few soft ones tonight.
I think if you are a director, head of recruitment for a top 5 Premier League side, and you're not looking at this Toykumas performance and thinking, I'd throw 40 million at that.
Well, I mean, Chelsea look for a manager first.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him end up at City as a backup to Rodri. But, Koopmeiners, what a player. What a player, I have to say. I've not watched a whole lot of Koopmeiners. Everything I've read, though, before has suggested he's brilliant. I'm watching him tonight.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff.
No, I've found him on Football Managers before, so...
Yeah, but I don't judge players based on how well they play on Football Manager. If not, Marko Rezga at Riga FC in Latvia would be playing for Chelsea. Vets plays it in behind. Here's Victor Boniface. Dives inside well, but there's no support. And Ederson will clear the ball.
Just isn't. It is not Leverkusen's night tonight. It just nothing has come off.
He could just hit this Xhaka, but he goes wide.
Why has he not hit?
Florian Wirtz trying to fashion himself an opportunity. Majestic player picks out Grimaldo, but Musso comes out brilliantly.
He's a maniac, that bloke, but I love it.
Yeah.
He's one of the bravest goalkeepers I've ever seen. He just flies at everything.
There was a reason our elite side just looked at him, but he
could have easily punched Grimaldo over the head there, and he went, "That's all right, risk it for a biscuit," and he nearly lost control of the ball as it was.
Yeah.
He ended up as he hit the ground and got catching it under his arm. Brilliant goalkeeping. Leverkusen fans are fuming.
But yeah, what a goalkeeper.
He's still on the floor because he hit the ground with some pace. He throws him rather than going up with like a goalkeeper does. He throws himself forwards. It's like Superman style. So when he lands, he's landing.
He's the type of goalkeeper I could see being at Nottingham Forest next season.
Yeah.
To be one of their 8.
Just goes around killing people.
But like he's really good, and then he turns up at Forest and is just awful for no reason.
Willy Bolly and Mario just battering the strikers. I mean, apparently he made 2 saves tonight, but he's probably had 17 punches.
So, was he sure they've not come forward a whole lot?
Yeah, he's had nothing to do. I mean, that's why he's flying out. He's trying to spike it up a bit.
But also, crosses claimed. Yeah, high claims none, but 3 throws and a punch in there. 11 recoveries. Why is he recovering it so often? Here's Koopmeiners, lifts it up in the air. Skamaka just leaps to try and put Tar off. He was nowhere near him. He just threw himself up in the air.
Though. Worth a go, isn't he?
Here's Lookman. He's running them ragged tonight, Adamola Lookman. Ederson now. Koopmeiners. Ball towards Skamaka, headed down. Zappacosta tries to pick up on it. He does now get the ball as a poor touch from Palacios. Zappacosta, there's no one in there, but he'll try and cross it anyway. Comes off Palacios and out for an Atalanta throw. 25 minutes to play. The Blue Boys from Bergamo lead 2-0 here against the unbeaten Bayer Leverkusen. Can Xabi Alonso come up with something? Can Leverkusen turn it around? Or will Gasparini teach him a little lesson?
Yeah, it just feels, the tide turned early on with Lookman's 2 goals and it hasn't looked back since, and Atalanta just seems to be doing what is required now. And I mean, if you ever want, as a coach, a player, whatever, if if you ever want a perfect example of how to play in a final, it is this game. Settle the nerves early on, find a goal, keep the pressure on, find a second goal, lead 2-0, get comfortable, settle down the game, and then just kind of have control. And that is exactly what Gasperini and Atalanta have done tonight.
Yeah. It's incredible as well how tight they're making the pitch.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing is that they come across so quickly, and they have, when they come, because obviously a lot of sides will try and overload one flank, draw the opposition across, and then switch the play. And Leverkusen are trying to do that tonight, but Atalanta are throwing everyone over that side, right hand side, when that Leverkusen are building off on the left hand side, and pressing with such intensity that switch isn't coming off. And Atalanta have got everyone on that side of the pitch to try and work the ball.
Yeah, Atalanta free kick there. Lookman received the ball, knocked it past Tapsoba, and Tapsoba bringing him down.
What we see there is their players on the edge of that, as they shift across. Players on the edge, when they win the ball back, immediately push wide. That's why Lookman had the ball there. That's why Tapsoba had to make the foul, because if not, nobody's over that side of the field. Lookman had just free space to run into.
Yeah.
And again, we're seeing Leverkusen get caught. And Hein trying to win it in there against 3 players who are slightly outnumbered. But that will be an Atalanta throw. They look to ramp up the pressure. Gasperini has further instructions to Barket's players. Alonso less animated, but is now going to make some changes. Adam Hlozek and Robert Andrich, the two coming on. So that'll be the end of the night for the Argentinas equal Palacios. A quiet evening, I'd say, by Palacios. Yeah. Stanis hasn't really been able to create anything.
Caught Nathan for the first goal. Hasn't really seen him since. Andrich going to try out something in there.
On comes Adam Hlozek, and that's the end of Alejandro Grimaldo's evening. So presumably some sort of shape change here then. So that looks like a 4-back with... No. So Adley goes left wing back. Interesting.
I mean, big moment then for Hlozek to put his name on the map a bit more.
Adley. Lovely ball from Vets, picking out Boniface. Adley makes the run out wide. Boniface comes inside. Andrich's touch is poor, but will be kept alive by Frimpong.
Didn't know he warmed up well.
So Verts into attacking midfield once more as the simultaneous midfield are 2 strikers. So they look to try and put some pressure on 2 actual strikers, though, rather than Frimpong and Adley.
That would be a frustrating thing to see as a manager. That you bring on a sub to change the game, and his first contribution is a misplaced touch.
It completely ruins your attack.
Because he brings that down, he has a shot, or he plays it off to someone else. Instead, he does whatever that was.
Had to cushion it. Just had to cushion it. Tar goes back to his keeper. With 20 minutes to go, though, time is running out. Is there any chance for Leverkusen to come back here?
Who knows?
Well, given it's Leverkusen, you'd be a fool to write them off. The kings of the late comeback.
Exactly that. 20 minutes to go. Never say never in football. Never say never.
Tough Soper in the corner finds Xhaka. Now Verts. And again, Koopmeiners has kept him quiet all evening tonight, Florian Verts, and he will pick up a yellow card now, Tony Koopmeiners. Somehow, for the first time this evening.
Yeah. That's what he needs to do. But again, committing the foul there rather than letting Verts run 20 yards up the pitch.
Yes, Calvini goes back to his goalkeeper. Pressure now from Frimpong. And it did take a touch off Frimpong there, Muso's clearance. But Ney will come forwards now. Atalanta. Zappacosta. Lookman. Drills it across field. Trying to pick out Pasalic, but it's over here.
I don't think Pasalic was aware that ball's come to him.
I think it was intended for Zappacosta, but Zappacosta drifted inside. Pasalic hadn't paid attention to that movement. So he hadn't gone wider to accommodate for it.
No.
Tapsoba. Strong challenge in there from Hein again. Out for a Leverkusen throw. In possession now is Leverkusen. Hincapi. Now Adley. Andrich. Ball goes down the line. Boniface and Hlozek have something to fight for. Hlozek touched it down to Boniface. He's going to try and take it wide. Pasalic gets back in well, though. Now Musso doesn't have much time. He does deal with it well. But yeah, it's that's the thing with having Pasalic on now. It's like having another central midfielder. Yeah. They don't need the creativity of Charles de Ketelaere in there. They need someone with a bit of bite, a bit of steel, like Mario Pasalic.
100%. Playing this to a T so far is Gasperini and his Atalanta side. And they're 19 minutes away from European glory and obviously qualification for the Champions League next season.
Hincapié is Verts. He's going nowhere at the moment as Scalvini follows him into the corner. Jostling for possession here, but Scalvini's just going to run away.
Oh, brilliant.
Plays it forward. There was a foul in there on Gianluca Scamacca. I know there wasn't. He just, as you say, just fancied to sit down. Madison put pressure on. It's Frimpong.
And it should look like he's been playing for 72 minutes.
Out again, and Leverkusen act frustrated.
Because they've won Andrich won the ball back, and Frimpong didn't need to make the foul there. Just stepped. I guess that's why they won the ball back, because he stepped in. But yeah, just seeing the clock out now are Atalanta.
Yeah.
Equally, if Leverkusen can find a goal in the next 15 minutes, Andrich got booked as well in there, I'm guessing for complaints. But if Leverkusen can find a goal in the next 15 minutes, there's still a chance. Oh yeah, he basically trying to bellow in the referee's face. Which you can't really do, and I'm pretty sure that Kovacs did not appreciate that as either. Leverkusen, I mean, Alonso and that just don't like they know what to do. And Hans Hatterberg was receiving instructions from...
Atalanta's substitutions seem to make more sense than Leverkusen's. But yeah, an interesting one so far. Again, it just feels like a young coach, Xabi Alonso, doesn't have that pragmatism that you need to win competitions, to win European titles. Gianpiero Gasperini's done it. He's not won things before, but he knows how to do it, evidently. Adley. Trying to bring that ball forward. It's cleared away by two Koopmeiners. He's masterminded victories. He's very good in knockout competitions. Gianpiero Gasperini. He's taken Atalanta's side into European football. And now he might be able to earn them their first European honour. Lookman wins it. Ederson then fights for it and holds on to it well. Here's Gianluca Scamacca. Ederson making the run. That's got to go for him, and he does. Scamacca, Tam judges it well. And then quickly bouncing onto it, it's Pasalic, but Andrich dealt with it. Now here come Leverkusen. Taps over. Xhaka. Now Tar. Ball wide for Adley. Back inside. Xhaka. Adley. Tries to play it forward. Picked off well by Pasalic. Now here come Atalanta. Scamacca carrying it forwards. 4-on-4 for Atalanta. Scamacca might just go alone here. Now he finds Lookman looking for his hat-trick. Ademola Lookman takes aim. It's there. Atalanta 3. Lookman 3. Leverkusen are out. Surely now they're done. A hat-trick for Lookman on the biggest stage. Atalanta rejoice. What a moment. The team from Bergamo bounce in the Viva Arena. Ademola Lookman. What a finish. What a night. What a player. A quick break from Atalanta. Scamacca judged it perfectly. And it's quick feet from Lookman that take him past Tapsoba and an emphatic finish. Ademola Lookman, take a bow.
Absolutely phenomenal. What a night for that man. A star shining bright in the Dublin sky. What a finish. He has had an incredible evening. He has been superb from start to finish. 3 incredibly well taken goals. I mean, Kovar gets a hand to it, can't stop it. Lookman has his hat-trick. Atalanta have their third. And you'd think with 14 minutes to go. Even the comeback kings can't come back from this now, and Atalanta should be home and dry. They should be crowned Europa League champions, but I mean, they can all thank Ademola Lookman, because what a shift. Yes, Atalanta have been superb all night. Everyone has done their job superbly, but Lookman has been the star of the show. Absolutely phenomenal. What a player. What a moment for him as well. Who would have thought?
Incredible.
Bayer Leverkusen can be beaten. What did it take? Ademola Lookman.
It's a weird one there. Like one Musso was out of his box. This is
like eating the ball.
Just goalkeeper.
It's right there now because his feet were in the box. He's all right because his feet were in the box. His hands were miles outside the box, but his feet were in the box. So
it's crazy how.
No, they weren't.
No, they weren't. VAR might look at this and send him off.
Lie, no, you do.
But
he's like eating the ball.
You just misjudged that. It's crazy how this one game has added at least 20 million to Ademola Lookman's price tag.
Yeah. Maybe Everton will buy him back. We know what bloody Mashiri's like.
I really don't think he's going to suit a Sean Dyche system.
The opportunity to waste money. Throwing him out. Atalanta fans absolutely loving it. Leverkusen fans devastated. They thought this year was their year to win that undefeated treble. I mean, they can still win a domestic, invincible double, which isn't bad by any stretch. But tonight is not their night. They haven't been great. Let's be honest, they haven't turned up tonight. But take nothing away from, Gasperini and the way that Atalanta have set up tonight and the way they were playing, especially the man on the ball right now, Ademola Lookman. What a player. I mean, he's, as you say, he's bounced around a few clubs. He's never really fitted in anywhere. But tonight is finally his night. He's got his moment. I feel like every player always gets their big chance to show themselves, big chance to impress. And here they come forwards again. Lookman was in the home, it's the wrong pass.
Skamaka. Now Zappacosta. On the edge emerges Emerson. Can he take aim? He does. It's a low-driven effort into the gloves of Mate Kovar.
Pasalic driving forward, so he looked right and played the smacker. He looks left. Lookman was in behind. And would have made. I mean, I'd have put my house on him to make that 4-0.
Ademola Lookman.
Oh,
can't quite bring the ball forward.
So good tonight. He's just been up for it from minute one. Anticipating everything, being on the end of everything, non-stop running. He's been relentless. And he's caused Leverkusen so many problems tonight. I mean, I thought even if Atalanta were to win tonight, it would be a close game. But Lookman has blown Leverkusen out of the water.
Florian Wirtz, nice aim. Nice effort, but it doesn't trouble Musso. And again, he'll give the ball a little kiss as he clutches it in his grasp. Saw it all the way.
They want nothing silly now. 11 minutes to go. Hold the clean sheet. No silly errors. Look at Zappacosta. Tell everyone to calm down. Telling his goalkeeper to take his time. Another 2 more changes. Schick and Teller coming on for Leverkusen in a few moments.
The last roll of the dice, you'd have to imagine.
But I don't think it's going to be enough.
Feels too little too late, doesn't it? And Skamaka here will not stop fighting for it. Takes Nkape off the field.
Even if I wasn't
in
running
a physical confrontation, yeah.
And here come the
changes. Patrick Schick, number 14, coming off the field. That's the end of Florian Wirtz's night. He's failed to have a profound impact in this final.
Too little, too late for me. Just I don't know. We talked as you spoke about Alonso being very set in his ways.
Frimpong,
not a very pragmatic person. Just hasn't reacted. He hasn't reacted to what Atalanta have thrown at him.
Not many young coaches are, because the way you become pragmatic is developing different styles, different systems, and
experiences, guess as well,
and learning from games.
He'll learn from this,
of course.
But let's be honest, he has been schooled by
He'll go and analyse after this game. He'll work out what Gasperini's Atalanta side did, why they won this match.
But at the end of the day, yes, this is disappointing for Leverkusen, but they should beat Kaiserslautern, and to do
a domestic double, unbeaten domestic double.
Ridiculous.
A strike from Skamaka is blocked. He didn't realise that there was an option to his right, And he apologised to Pasalic there.
Yeah, I think Pasalic noticed anything. I think Skamaka himself just went, oh my god, they were there. But, I mean, what
Striker's instincts, really, isn't it?
And they want a goal. But, you know.
Xhaka. Adley.
I didn't see it. I don't know what to say. I just did not see this coming tonight. I didn't think Ademola Lookman would be the one to run the show tonight.
Tap sober. It goes wide to Taylor. Flicked from Schick and it's wide. Big interception, big challenge from Berat Jim City there.
I'm glad that took a touch because I'm about to berate Schick for trying to pull this off when he's 3-0 down. But it did take a deflection. And it was on target, to be fair to. Don't know what Musso was diving at.
He's visions in his head.
Yeah. In case. I think he's on, honestly, he's a nutter.
I think he's just a nutter.
Corner coming in now then.
He fits the Argentine goalkeeper trope.
Yeah.
And it's headed wide by Leverkusen. Him, Emi Martinez.
Is he Argentinian?
Yeah, one Musso, yeah.
Ah. It was Italian.
And now another double change for Atalanta. That's Hans Hatterbauer and El Bilal Torre coming onto the field.
Just seeing it out now, aren't they? Skamaka coming off. He was really good tonight. You know, the way he held the ball up, the way he bullied that Leverkusen backline to allow players like Lookman to run riot.
Yeah.
Torre's just going to come on and just put a shift in for the last few minutes. And I'm guessing Hatterbauer will play Zappa Costa.
You would imagine so, getting yellow cards off as well, just to be a bit more secure. That's the end of the night for Davide Zappa Costa, as he looks to try and taste his second Europa League title.
Yes.
But yeah, what an evening so far from Atalanta. They'll be able to hold on now. 7 minutes plus additional time to go. Again, if any side are going to turn it around from here, it's Bayer Leverkusen and this season. But it just doesn't feel like it's going to happen tonight.
No.
Not now. Not tonight. Surely not. Kovar.
I think how hard as that ever did. They scored 3 goals in 6 minutes in the Europa League final.
Great challenge. Koopmeiners brings it down. And he plays that in behind. Torre will run after it. He's got a chance now. Torre. Kovar comes out well.
What are you backing out for, mate?
I think I look deceptively close.
Alonso now biting off the other foot. I don't know what's happy about.
I think there was a claim. It was the arm there of Koopmeiners. There was not many complaints from Leverkusen players, though. Yeah, it looked like it struck his arm, to be fair.
I think it's just more frustration for Leverkusen.
But yeah, ultimately. Your 3-0 only got bigger issues, Alonso. Hans Hatterbauer tries to go towards Pasalic. Andrich. Ederson, and that is out for a goal kick.
Does the job. Oh yeah, Gasperini, finally. I mean, what a run it was for Atalanta, sorry. You know, that big went to Anfield, put 3 past Liverpool, held on at home. You know, reached the semi-finals. Were really solid in that as well. That is not what Dim City was looking for.
Well, they topped a group not many people would expect them to top. You know, they were up against Sporting Lisbon in there, who are viewed as one of the top sides. They beat them, home and away.
Teller.
That's blocked. You know, Ruben Amorim, one of the most incredible young coaches. Gasperini, again, showing him.
One of the best knockout managers in the world, and he's proving that.
Gasperini, incredible, yeah. But they also had Sturm Graz in there. I know they had Rakel Kvestchauer.
Sorry.
Yeah. Rakel, I think is pronounced. But yeah, the Sturm Graz as well in there. Musso has come out again and punched something. I'm not sure if it was the ball or a player, but the ball isn't in the back of the net. Albilab Torre with an unconventional way of getting rid of the ball.
But yeah, and then the quarters was obviously... Sorry, round 16 was... Who did they get in round 16? Can't remember now.
I think that was Liverpool.
Oh, well, it might have been, yeah.
It's Liverpool and then Marseille. No, Liverpool must have been quarters though. Maybe Sport. Did they get Sporting in the round of 16? Surely not.
No.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
It's drawn, isn't it? So I guess
Yeah.
because the way it's seeded,
beat
Sporting beat a
Sporting,
Champions League side.
Liverpool and Marseille.
Marseille's arguably the least impressive in there. I don't know how they even got it. I got Tudor still there.
So they got Batshuayi, haven't they? No, he's in Turkey. Or is he in Turkey? God knows.
No, sorry, it's Jean-Louis Gasset, the Marseille manager. I just made up that Tudor was their manager. I might have. That might have been FM, to be fair. In a save.
Tar steps in. Andrich knocks it back. You can tell both sides know this game's over. Leverkusen aren't rushing forward to score goals.
I did not make it up. He did manage them. But only for a year. Anyway. It's now at Lazio. And they're doing really well. Anyway. Taps over. Andrich. Ball now played in behind. And well, Lozek holds it up well. Andrich. Hincapié. Ball into the box. Again, it just doesn't fall right for Leverkusen. It seems to be the theme of tonight's match.
Yeah, it just hasn't gone their way today. What they've tried hasn't paid off. Back to the drawing board for Alonso and his team. And they'll go again against Kaiserslautern on Sunday.
Yes, FC Kaiserslautern this weekend in the DFB Pokal final. Leverkusen were hoping to claim a double, but it doesn't look like it's a bit of treble now.
Have tickets booked on the next available flight to get out of Dublin, get back to
well, they might drown their sorrows in some nice Irish pubs, to be fair.
Maybe go watch some bloke all dressed in green do a dance.
Right, I feel stereotypical. Ball in behind from Leverkusen, that's going to run through to Musso. No, it won't. Well judged by Ruggeri. He realised it wasn't going to carry. Ball towards Teller now. Nathan Teller, can he make something happen? The ball into the box is blocked. And now cleared away by Ederson and El Bilal Toure giving chase to that. Now here come Leverkusen. Andrich. Amin Adli. Frasberg ball across. It's cut out. Taps over. Xhaka. Ball over the top. Headed away. It'll fall for Hozak. He goes down and referee says, get up, mate.
Yeah, I can have a
In
look.
those exact words.
A little bit dubious. Couldn't really tell from it. Lookman finds Pasalic, who finds...
Back towards El Bilal. Toure now hands Hatabauer at the back post.
He didn't look up.
He didn't look up. He had a
Look
shot.
up once.
It's going to drop now for Pasalic. Lookman coming alive here, and there's an offside flag in there anyway. And now you would assume the game will be stopped for VAR to check the penalty.
Yeah.
I think that's what he is indicating there, referee Kovacs. Did Scalvini get it all wrong?
Who knows? They still checking? Yes, they are. What's the decision going to be? We'll go watch it back here. Looks like might be
Yeah, I
offside
think-
anyway. Oh, that doesn't matter. Oh.
It's a very dubious one.
Yeah, that's a penalty. That's a penalty. And they're going to make changes while they wait.
So Toloi coming on.
Oh no.
Check over, no penalty.
Didn't think we were going to... That was weird.
Toloi on for Ruggeri as they look to just see this game out.
How many minutes of time we got? Come on. What we're all waiting for. But yeah, Atalanta doing what is needed now. And there's going to be 4 more minutes in this final. Not enough really for Leverkusen at all. Atalanta home and dry, a Lookman hat-trick. There's no point doing player of the match. That's set in stone. I mean, I think you could give it to any Atalanta player today, but obviously,
you know what? Everyone's going to say Adamola Lookman, and rightfully so. But I would give my player of the match award to Toyin Koopmeiners, because I thought he was enigmatic throughout tonight's game. I thought he was just an ever-presence everywhere in the pitch. He'd pick up every loose ball, put in every tackle he could, win the ball back and kick things off for Atalanta. The third goal all came because Koopmeiner smashed to win the ball back. They had so many chances because Koopmeiner just kept fighting. Close effort from range there from Adam Klozek, trying to add his name to the score sheet, but ultimately it didn't happen.
No.
Just wide.
Worth a go.
From the young Czech forward.
He first took a deflection. Don't think he did.
No. If Musso had made any contact with it, it would have gone flying up in the air or something.
I don't know anything to him. He's been chaotic, but he's been brilliant.
Skeptically,
he's punched everything. He's got something on everything. A foot, a glove, a head, a shoulder. Yeah.
Surprised he hasn't tried this little scorpion kick clearance off the goal line, Rennie Higuita style. Was it Rennie Higuita?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely was.
Well, it might be Campos there, but no, he was just known for wearing jersey shirts. Hatabauer now. Pastor tries to deal with it. Adley, Hatabauer.
This is soup. The game management on display here is second to none.
Yeah, they're getting in this corner.
The
You say that, they make a huge error. Bottom face.
But it's all round the consistent subs, the battling until the end, the big the tactical
hell of an effort there from Edison. And now Lookman, and he's drawn a foul there from twisting and turning his way. Andrich brings him down, and Leverkusen's frustration boiling over in this one. He's already on a yellow there, Andrich. Got to be careful, but ultimately it doesn't matter at this moment, does it? If he was to see red.
Well, they've missed the group stage next year. The
Atalanta bouncing.
The Gasparini's loving it.
To be fair, I don't think Andrew will play Champions League group stage games next year anyway.
You never know.
A bit of a cock up there between Jim City and Hein, but ultimately a cock up in attacking areas from Leverkusen, and the ball's in behind now. Lookman still coming forwards. But now we'll slow it down. Atalanta will see it out. And there we go. Atalanta have their first major title since 1963. Giampiero Gasparini guides the Bergamo club to glory in the Europa League. It feels fitting tonight that a side whose motto is Estravamo tutti partecipi a modo nostro, which means we're all in this together, can beat a Leverkusen side in this manner. They're the only team this season to topple Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen. Phenomenal performance on the night. They fought for every ball. Adamola Lookman, phenomenal throughout. Harry, what a moment for Atalanta.
Absolutely incredible. What a night. And they, everyone, the bookies, we all sat here, all the pundits, everyone was with Leverkusen tonight. The undefeated, the invincible side, looking for an unbeaten treble. But alas, Atalanta rocked up tonight, and they knew how they wanted to play. They knew how they go set up. A manager like Gasparini knew how he could beat Xabi Alonso, and they didn't just go out and beat him. They played him off the park. They were absolutely brilliant. And 3-0 win, 3 incredible goals from Adamola Lookman. Absolutely brilliant. And now I'm watching Gasparini run around. That's why he wears the jeans and not the suit.
Exactly. You can't run around in a suit. But what a moment for Atalanta. I think there was one pundit somewhere that predicted Atalanta would win this evening, but can't think who that might have been. But anyway, what a moment for Atalanta. What a moment for their fans, who they were only promoted from the Serie B in 2011, and now 13 years later they taste European glory for the first time. Giampiero Gasparini, take a bow. Phenomenal job. Adamola Lookman, an emphatic performance. The catalyst to their glory. But he couldn't have done it alone. It was a real team performance tonight from Atalanta. Every single player put in a shift. Lookman hoisted on the shoulders of one of his teammates. Rightfully heralded tonight as one of the star players, but it was every single player that put in a shift and got the win over the line. What a moment for Atalanta, the 2023-24 Europa League winners.
Wow. Didn't think when we had an unbeaten Leverkusen side, a Liverpool side, a Sporting Xamarin, that we would sit here with Atalanta as the Europa League champions, but they are here and they have done it.
Yeah.
And they thoroughly deserve it. Absolutely brilliant. And now watching their name get engraved on the trophy. Brilliant to see. They have done it. They have won a trophy. Gasparini's finally won a trophy and they all thoroughly deserve it. And they are going to enjoy that one. Leverkusen, disappointing for them, but they will go again on Sunday in the Pokal final. Even with a loss tonight, they could win on Sunday. They would have done an unbeaten domestic double, which is absolutely incredible. So as much as tonight will be very, very disappointing for them, and I mean a really shit way to lose, take nothing away from them. They are a phenomenal side and they have been utterly, utterly brilliant this season. But tonight was not their night. Tonight was Atalanta's night, and they will lift the Europa League title.
Yeah, Atalanta becoming the first Italian winners of the Europa League since Parma in 1999. So quite the achievement. They've had finalists in that time. Roma last season, of course, the most recent. Inter Milan back in 2020. But yeah, what a moment. A dry spell for Italian clubs in the Europa League. But Atalanta ending that this evening. Incredible performance from Atalanta.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I think that is where we'll call it there. We've already done the end of the match formalities. Player of the match, of course, Adamola Lookman. Toyin Koopmeiners, I'm giving him because he was phenomenal throughout, and we can't all say Lookman. But yeah, incredible performance, and hats off to Gasparini and Atalanta for masterminding victory over Xabi Alonso's unbeaten until today Bayer Leverkusen side. The longest, plaudits them, obviously the longest unbeaten streak in European football history, but it couldn't be Atalanta when it came down to it. So Atalanta, your Europa League winners for the 2023-24 season. But that's everything from us today. Thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.